Stay tuned. More Grumpy Pundits is coming up on SiriusXM FC.
Hey everybody, it's Conan O'Brien, and guess what? I've got my own channel, Conan O'Brien Radio, here on SiriusXM. Tune in to channel 104 for exclusive interviews with your favorite celebrities, hilarious moments from all my TV shows, showcasing some of the most absurd and hilarious moments from my decades on television, and episodes from Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast and Andy Richter's weekly call-in show. Don't miss out. Conan O'Brien Radio, channel 104, or anytime on the SiriusXM app.
FBI issues warning. China has successfully gained access to U.S. energy companies, telecommunications, and water plants.
What's up, soccer fans? Thanks for hanging out with us today for Tottenham versus Manchester United. MUFC in the EFL Cup. Let's go, United. Let's get the victory today at the Tottenham Stadium. A tough place to play. But look what we did at the Etihad last game out when we took out Manchester United, beat Manchester City 2-1 with 2 late goals. Let's do it again. Thank you for being here. Fire up that chat, hit that like button, share this link out so you can get more soccer fans and Manchester United fans here to hang out with us, cheering on our Red Devils. Now, True's here to give you a word about the game and about his services for EAFC 25. Shoot that man a DM on Twitter and Discord at TrueKiller_. True, let's see what you do this weekend for Weekend League. Big promo coming up with Winter Wildcards. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Let's go Devils.
No retying laces. Plus, Skechers slip-ins are perfect for everyone. Moms, dads, grandparents, kids, friends, coworkers. And they're the most comfortable shoes they'll ever wear. Find them for the holidays at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Every fantasy football player has a date with destiny, and this week is yours. The Fantasy Football Playoffs are here. Listen to SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio and dominate your competition with expert analysis from a fantasy perspective to help you set a winning lineup.
And he spins his way into the end zone.
Go home a champion, or just go home.
At this point of the year, I want to be invested in teams that are playing for something.
The Fantasy Football Championship, Channel 87, and on the SiriusXM app.
On Boxing Day, I say vote with the majority, and the majority of the football is on Talk Sport. Former Lioness Leanne Sanderson has won a few votes in her time. How much will public opinion swing if Ange doesn't manage to win here? We're off and underway. Red shirts, white shorts, black socks for Manchester United. It's white shirts, blue sleeves, blue shorts and white socks for Tottenham Hotspur. They're attacking the goal to our left. Manchester United attacking the goal to our right. The last time Tottenham saw the glint of a cup was in this competition. United have become a bit of a cup team over the last 10 years. 6 of them, if you include the Community Shield, which, well, we are this week, apparently, according to Mikel Arteta.
A trophy's a trophy at the end of the day, Sam. They all count.
Don't try and reduce your words now, by the way, just because of what Shaban said this morning. Ball is with Basuma deep inside his own half. He sends it out towards the wide right-hand side. Pedro Porro's back in the team, plays it against Fernandez, who's the other one of those 2-10s today, and it bounces out of play and goes out for a throw-in.
What I'm seeing in this opening minute, Sam, is that Manchester United are very, very compact in that backline area. Heung-min Son has got a wider space down this left-hand side. Acres, and if they can switch the point of attack, Tottenham, it's going to cause Manchester United a lot of problems.
Here on the halfway line, Lenny Yoro is getting chased by Solanke. Turns it back round the corner. There's a crunching tackle by Basuma, and Son is speeding away, and he runs diagonally towards the edge of the penalty area. Out on the wide left is Kulusevski. A low ball into the box, away by Eriksson, and then picked up by Mazraoui and cleared away. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, shining multi-purpose venue with a distinctive curved roof, a large single-tier stand to our right that holds more than Brentford's ground, and on top of it, the giant cockerel that Tottenham hope will mean they're crowing in the morning. And they'll certainly have opportunities to open up Manchester United's backline, which has been pretty leaky and something they've tried to stop in the last couple of games, and they were the first to really spark an attack in anger.
It's good to see Lenny Yoro finally starting a game after signing for Manchester United. Picked up an injury straight away, was out for a number of months, and I think he can add something different to this Manchester United team. He's a really good ball player.
Agate back to Lindelof, and then all the way back to Altay Biandir, who doesn't play too often for Manchester United. And that's not a ringing endorsement of his qualities either, because he's just clipped the ball straight into touch on this near side. He signed from Fenerbahce in September 2023. He's only ever featured 3 times for United in the FA Cup and in the Barnsley and Leicester games earlier this season.
Yeah, not the best way to start the game, kicking it out of touch. He looked like he got caught in 2 minds and then just hesitated.
3 minutes gone, 0-0. And Tottenham attacking the goal away to our left, have the ball deep inside their own territory. Gray out towards Jed Spence, another start for him. 2 in a row now, first time that's happened in a Tottenham jersey in the Premier League. Interruption by Son, turns it back over the halfway line after Manchester United thought they'd won it back, and then it's collected by Maddison, just short of the halfway line. He tries to turn it round the corner, but he's being pursued by Christian Eriksen, and then Archie Gray, who is once again partnered with Radu Dragusin at the heart of the defence, look to move the ball forward. Spurs were imperious against Southampton. They made an incredibly fast start to that game. They raced into a 4-0 lead within half an hour. Manchester United took a little while to get going and won their Manchester derby with 3 minutes of a burst of energy at the end. Jed Spence trying to get round the back of Lenny Yoro, bumps into him, drags him down, gives away a free kick on the edge of the box.
Yeah, this Jed Spence conundrum is interesting to me, because when he signed for Nottingham Forest, he came with a lot of prospect. Then he's been sent out on loan 3 times, and now he's finally starting games for Tottenham. I think at the weekend against Southampton, he was very, very good. He got an assist for James Maddison's goal, and he looks really confident, and it's good to finally see him getting some minutes in the Tottenham Hotspur. Because at the Tottenham Hotspur show, because at one point he looked like he was done here, didn't it, really?
He never really got going. I think that's the key thing. He's never really become a Spurs player, has he? I mean, he's always been on the fringes of things. So, I mean, it's a surprise because they haven't got the deepest of squads. I mean, we can see that tonight. When you look at the bench, you've got Sergi Reguilon, whose last appearance was for Brentford at the end of last season, and played on loan at Manchester United and the Bees over the course of the last campaign. And most of the rest of them are youngsters, apart from Lucas Bergvall, who is a youngster, but at least he's been involved with the first team on a more regular basis. Yeah,
I like Bergvall. He played a lot in this competition, and especially in Europe as well, and I like him. I think he's got a lot about him. He's a young player, played at the weekend, like another player that's really comfortable on the ball. And I say that because I think this Tottenham Hotspur team, James Maddison's very good in those areas, but I think at times Tottenham give away the ball far too cheaply in certain areas. I think their best player this year has been Kulusevski. I think he's been excellent coming in from the right-hand side, always in amongst it, and I think Tottenham look really dangerous when he has the ball.
Inconsistency about both these two teams, both Tottenham and Manchester United. Manchester United coming in on the back of 2 good results, would love a third. In fact, last Thursday when I was in freezing Pilsen, Manchester United and Ruben Amorim were on the verge of losing 3 games on the trot. Now they're on the verge of winning 3 games on the trot. How things can turn in football. Rasmus Højlund vies with Bissouma for the ball as it drops into the middle of the Tottenham half. It then spills out to the right, and Pedro Porro was trying to clear, but Fernandes was making himself a bit of a nuisance. The referee, who is John Brooks, didn't think that was legal and gave a free kick to Spurs 3 yards in from the right touchline.
Do you know what, Sam? That's one of the first times in a really long time I've seen Manchester United go long and look to turn a team. Christian Eriksen made a really good deep line run into the front 9 area. It wasn't the greatest of balls from Dalot, but I like the intention. I think Manchester United go back far too often.
Solanke chasing another long ball, this time through the middle of the United half, and Lenny Yoro has to come across, use his muscle and just edge Solanke off the ball. They had quite a lot of appearances actually for Lille after coming through their ranks. 52 million quid he cost. They made 60 appearances in French football. He is only 19 years of age. He was convinced to join Manchester United after a phone call with Rio Ferdinand. Here is Dragusin, who was convinced to join Tottenham instead of Bayern Munich. On to Sarr. Sarr forward towards Kulusevski. Edge of the area is Maddison. Tries to switch it out to the left, but there was a lot of space for Son, but Mazraoui did brilliantly and managed to get the ball into midfield, and Anthony has combined well with Eriksson, who's then sent Rasmus Højlund away. He tried to get past Porro, who was chasing back. Manchester United have got it 10 yards outside the Tottenham penalty area. They move it wide to the right, and Mazraoui has it. Then on to Eriksson again, deeper back into the midpoint of the Tottenham half to Lenny Yoro, and then all the way through to the centre circle where Victor Lindelof is making a rare start tonight. And then across the back line, Manchester United doing well to keep hold of possession. That was a moment that almost turned into an attack for United after defending a real good opportunity for Tottenham at the other end.
A player that I think has finally got going is Manchester United is Ugarte. I think he's been excellent breaking up play. It really reminds me of Ander Herrera. I think a player that Manchester United never really replaced. They're not always easy on the eye, but they're always in the right place. Their positioning is very, very good, and I think that's something that Manchester United have really missed. We saw last year they got an Amrabat in that position, didn't really ever get going, and I think there's a lot of players in this Manchester United team. I think this time next year, Sam, we'll see such a different Man United team. I really do. I don't think you'll see players like Lindelof getting any minutes. I like Lindelof because at least, you know, he wears his heart on his sleeve and he gives it 150%.
8 minutes gone, and Bayern Deer was being put under pressure as he received the ball back from Ugarte. As they look to try and play it down the right-hand side, it's a little bit inaccurate that from Mazraoui, and it goes through to Anthony, but can't quite hold on to it, and Tottenham win it back again. It goes to Fraser Forster, then to Dragoshin, who just kicks it down the line. It goes out of play, and I think that the opening sort of passage of play, especially from the two defences when they're clearing their lines, has sort of indicated where both these clubs are at the moment. Just a little bit scruffy, not quite as eloquent as they maybe need to be with the football. Here is Mazraoui, back to Eriksson, who has a chance to switch it out towards the far side. He drops it beautifully into the path of Dalot. Dalot trying to get the better of Pedro Porro, can't do it. It's nudged behind and it goes out for a corner for Manchester United. It's the first of the game, but that switch from Eriksson was the best ball we've seen tonight.
What a ball from Christian Eriksen on the right-hand side. Lovely diagonal ball to Dalot. Dalot looked like he was going inside first time to Rasmus Højlund. He had more time than he thought. It's interesting because a lot of the Spurs fan, small minority, are booing Christian Eriksen, which is quite surprising.
Now, I think a couple of them actually were giving him a bit of a clap as well, because he did a good job here. And obviously he's been through terrible things, so I think there's a little bit of warmth for him here still. Here he is, right-footed, in towards the near post, and Fraser Forster came towards it, didn't get there, and Basuma tried to head it behind. Eventually it comes back to Martinez, who fends it towards goal, nothing more than that, and it drops behind the net and goes out for a corner. A goal kick, which Fraser Forster rushes to take, then pumps it upfield. Again, it doesn't reach Kulusevski and goes back to Altay Bayern.
Do you know what? I can understand what Fraser Forster was trying to do. It wasn't the greatest of executions, but Kulusevski was 1v1 with Mazraoui down that right-hand side, and if he was able to execute that, it would have been caused a lot of problems for Manchester United.
It's a scruffy start, though, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of looseness in possession.
There has been. It's been a lot of turnover, and you're right, Sam. I think in those back-line areas, a lot of the balls into the front line have just been hitting hope balls with no real intention into those wide areas. Manchester United are getting a lot of space down the left-hand side, though, with Dalot. I think if Christian Eriksen can keep getting on the ball and looking for that switch, it's wide open. Similarly to what I said about Heung-min Son in the first couple of minutes, Mazraoui was very pinched in on this right-hand side, and Heung-min Son had a lot of space, and I think Manchester United seems to have sorted that out. You can see Ruben Amorim down there really orchestrating every single move.
Mazraoui throws it in just short of the halfway line. 11 minutes gone. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 0. Amorim playing 3-4-2-1 as usual. In Pilsen he played with Ahmad and Rashford in the 2-10 positions behind Zirkzee. Tonight slightly different. It's Anthony and it's Fernandes who's on the ball now, and Højlund is on his bike running through the middle of the defence, gets into the area, tries to get it onto his left foot, loses control of it and lost his coordinates really, and then got robbed by Dragoshin, who takes it into the left full-back position and clears. Not very well. He gives it straight to Ugarte. Does a little Cruyff turn to get away from Dominic Solanke, and Manchester United are in possession again. The ball switched from left to right by Martinez. Finds Eriksson hugging the touchline, approaching the right wing position for Manchester United. 0-0 the score on TalkSport. 11.5 minutes have been played. Mazraoui, Lindelof, and then Lenny Yoro gets it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Altay Bayern. And Manchester United will build again. Mazraoui onto Anthony. Across comes Archie Gray. He didn't connect with the ball, but did connect with Anthony, and it goes sliding out of play and away for a throw into United.
I'll tell you what, that chance that Manchester United just created, Christian Eriksen's had a really good start to this game. It was a fantastic pass of Bruno Fernandes. I think Højlund's first touch was really good. The second one just got caught under his feet quite a bit. He couldn't quite get it out to get the shot off.
Yeah, he just got lost with the ball under his feet, didn't he, as Fernandes whips the ball through the 6-yard box, and Højlund's not there to tap it home. I mean, he picked it up left-hand side, fed by Dalot. Immediately, without even looking or thinking, he just swished the ball through the 6-yard box, and it cut right through the middle of it. Højlund was a couple of yards back from that, and there was no one else in red ready to take a gamble.
Tell you what, that was a fantastic ball from Bruno Fernandes. Sometimes I hate it when players do that. When I was playing and they just hit the ball into the box.
Oh, mistake by Martinez has allowed Papsar to pinch the ball for Tottenham, high up inside United territory, and then Son cuts in right-footed, tries to curl it, it's well behind.
Yeah, decent play again coming in from that left-hand side. Heung-min Son's got a lot of space down there. I'm surprised they haven't been able to get the ball out to him a little bit quicker in those areas, because he can cause a lot of problems. He hasn't had the best season as of yet, Heung-min Son, but we know what he can do when he does pick up the ball in that left-hand side. 9 times out of 10 he bends it in the top corner and makes it look easy. But I think he's still going to cause a lot of problems. Mazraoui needs to get a little bit tighter to him.
Here is Mazraoui on the near side. 0-0 the score. We played just over 13 minutes on Talk Sport. Mount and Fernandes were the 2-10s on Sunday, but Mount picked up an injury, so that forced a change. Mainu came into midfield, did quite well, but he's not involved in the starting 11 tonight, as Son picks the ball up, tries to get beyond Mazraoui, who dispossesses him. Bruno Fernandes looks to bring it clear, and he's dispossessed by Maddison. Mazraoui then goes wiring into Maddison and gives away a free kick 10 yards short of the penalty area. Again, a series of turnovers. Again, a series of misplaced passes or poor clearances that have, I think, just sort of set the tempo for the game, really. It's been quite end-to-end already without any clear-cut chances as yet. 14 gone.
A lot of the turnover has been central. You can see there Bruno Fernandes picked up the ball. It was a really good pick-off by Basuma in those areas. This could cause a lot of problems to Manchester United. We spoke pre-game about them doing set pieces in their warm-up. Let's see how much they were doing right now.
Yep, they practiced them. Let's see if it's been perfected. They send it wide, Spurs, short to Son. He approaches the penalty area and comes infield back to Basuma, who's immediately engaged by Ugarte. Pedro Porro will strike one, and it took a little deflection, comes back to Solanke, and it's into the bottom corner behind the stranded Altay Biandir. He made the initial save and then just stood there and admired it as Solanke slapped the rebound home. Dominic Solanke with the goal. Manchester United concede, and all eyes are drawn to their goalkeeper.
I mean, fair play to Dom Solanke. I thought Tottenham Hotspur, I thought they were going to put this one into the box. James Maddison goes short, then it goes to Heung-min Son. They were quite patient, Tottenham. By the time it fell to Pedro Porro, the only thing I could think of, being there, couldn't see the ball. It moves a little bit, but it's the second one. Like, I have no idea why he's just standing there. He's like looking to his left-hand side as if to say he's offside. But it's so strange. I mean, to be fair to him, the first one maybe swerved a little bit. And fair play to Dom Solanke for following in. But to me, that's really poor goalkeeping. The second one, he's got to get up way quicker than that. Fantastic finish from Dom Solanke. He has to get up quicker than that, the keeper. He has to. It's really poor goalkeeping. Really poor. Doesn't sort his feet out. So strange.
No anticipation of where that shot was going to go. He didn't even think about it going into the bottom left-hand corner, which was at his near post, before it already fizzed in off that post and put Tottenham in front.
I mean, I think it's a great finish from Dom Solanke. He hits it first time, but I think the concern is Biandir didn't even move. I think that was my concern, in the fact that it was almost like he just stood still. Such a strange goal.
Really strange goal. I wonder what Andre Onana is sitting there thinking about on the Manchester United bench tonight. He's had his problems too, to be fair. Here on the right side, Højlund just about keeps it in. Tries to get to the edge of the box, and Anthony then takes over. The roar you heard was from the Spurs fans who thought that it had gone out of play. Back to Eriksen, then Anthony, and then he's harassed by Basuma, and the ball goes out and away for a Manchester United throw. 17 gone. Tottenham lead by a goal to nil. We were expecting goals tonight. Spurs always score here, and United always concede and score. I think they've scored in each of the 13 of the last 14 games, Manchester United, so Tottenham won't be resting on their laurels, especially with their record about throwing away leads in this and every other stadium they seem to visit.
There's so many elements to that goal though, Sam. When Tottenham took that short set piece with James Maddison, plays it to Son. Manchester United was so slow. I think they were anticipating going into the box, but even so, someone has to go out and put pressure on.
Space for Bruno Fernandes, wide on the left, fed by Eriksen into the box, a low ball into the near post, and actually again Rasmus Højlund was in there, and that was a beautiful ball for a striker to attack, but he was just a little bit behind it. He can't believe it, Fernandes. He's walking away shaking his head thinking that's twice I've put the ball in a perfect area for a striker, but Højlund wasn't there.
Yeah, Rasmus Højlund is just flat on his heels there. It's a fantastic ball on the outside of the foot from Bruno Fernandes, again down that left-hand side. And Rasmus Højlund, to be fair, there needs to be more players into the box as well. It can't just be one player that Bruno Fernandes is aiming for. There should be players underneath as well. Eriksen should be following in, Anthony as well. But that's another great ball in, and that is the type of service that any number 9 would dream of in those areas.
I can't work out watching that goal back again where the Manchester United defence thought that Solanke was offside. There was one or two hands that did go up, or whether they were so slow to get out to close down Pedro Porro, they didn't realise what was going on behind them, and they were just flat-footed as the ball came back out into the penalty and no one reacted. The goalkeeper didn't react, the defence didn't react, the only one that did was Dom Solanke, and it's goal number 8.
Yeah, it was really strange, just a really strange versions of events. I think they were way flat on their heels, but then it's like when the ball went in the back of the net, everybody kind of just stared at each other. There was no real reaction, and they just took the ball and took it to the halfway line. Like I said, taking nothing away, I was quite critical of Dom Solanke pre-game because I said he hasn't scored enough goals. I think that you're always going to be judged by how many goals you score as a centre-forward.
8 goals in 22 now?
Yeah, doing a lot better. But I still don't think he's that player that you can guarantee double digits. I don't think he's a player that most Tottenham fans will be thinking we need to go and get Dom Solanke for 65 million.
Here is Dalot dispossessing Kulusevski far side. Manchester United in possession but behind. They trail to a goal from Dom Solanke. And it's 1-0. Here is Dalot back out wide to Fernandes. Fernandes holding on to the ball, just feeding it back to Martinez, and United trying to get back into shape. But Tottenham have set up well. Mazraoui, Spence, Mazraoui into Højlund, then Anthony, and back down the right for Højlund. There was a foul there, was there, on Anthony or Højlund in the build-up to that? I think it was on Anthony by Jed Spence. It's going to be a free kick to Manchester United, just in from the touchline on the right-hand side. They want to take it short and get moving again. That 5-0 win at Southampton brought to an end a run of back-to-back Premier League defeats for Spurs. I mentioned it earlier, you can't trust them when they take the lead. I've been with them twice this season when they've thrown away 2-goal advantages and lost, so it happened here as recently as 2 Sundays ago when they lost to Chelsea. And Manchester United won't be discouraged too much just yet. And they've had to come from behind in recent matches. They came from behind to win in the game on Sunday and on Thursday night in Pilsen. Here is Anthony trying to fight his way past Archie Gray, but he falls over rather easily. And Archie Gray, who is still a teenager, was certainly stronger, bigger and more dynamic there than Anthony, who was just wafted aside by the former Leeds defender.
Honestly, Sam, I know I spoke about Anthony pre-game, but I just don't see it at all. He's so poor. He's picking up the ball on this right-hand side, and Archie Gray has just completely outmuscled him for the ball. I know he's got that, what they call him the one-trick pony. He's got that when he comes in from the right-hand side. But if you're going to do that, and you bend it in the back of the net all day long, but I think he just isn't good enough.
Are you saying that as Fernandes tries to fight with Pedro Porro for the ball inside the penalty area, and then the ball goes into the arms of Fraser Forster after Fernandes is brushed off the ball and ends up in a heap? Are you suggesting that the £95 million deal they did for him from Ajax was a little bit overpriced? Is that what you're saying?
I think that's the biggest understatement, Sam, you've ever said. I think any football fan, it's not easy being a professional footballer. I know that there's a lot of pressure and all those types of things. Manchester United are a massive club. But Anthony, any fan that watches the games, it doesn't matter what team you support, it's clearly obvious that he isn't at the level. He isn't at the level.
I mean, that 95 million euros, I mean, that's with add-ons, etc. I think it's 80 million from up front and then 95 over the course of the contract if certain criteria are met. But even so, 95 million euros is a fee reserved for the very, very best in the world. Here is Eriksen, edge of the area, left-footed drive towards the near corner, stopped by Basuma, who's filled in the middle of the defence there. Comes out towards the right-hand side of Anthony. Yoro floats it towards the far post. It takes a couple of deflections, I think, of a Tottenham player last, so Jed Spencer's got to rescue that from going out for a throw-in. He does that, then I don't know what Mazraoui's doing. He's dragged down Spence for absolutely no reason, and he's given away a free kick.
Mazraoui's lucky he hasn't got a booking there, because that's his second foul. It was silly. Jed Spence was going nowhere. And you mentioned the price tag, and I think Manchester United always get to pay a lot of money for players, don't they? Harry Maguire.
No one who plays in the Dutch league goes for 100 million euros.
No, they don't. But that's Erik ten Hag for you, bringing the Ajax players. Malacia, he did that with him. Anthony, those types of players. Donny van der Beek as well, who's no longer with the club, obviously. But I think you look at these players and you look at the price tag, even removing the fact that that's how much Anthony cost, he doesn't look like he's anywhere near Sam. Anywhere near it.
Well, Gabriel Bonnehour did say he was going to come and watch this game with us tonight. In his parlance, he would be suggesting that Anthony is miles off it.
Yeah, all day long. All day long.
He's on the breakfast show tomorrow morning with Shabana Hearn as they build up to the weekend. Here is Dalot flicking the ball with the outside of his right boot and sending it on to Fernandes, who gallops into opposition territory. Pap Sarr brings him down from behind. That's a yellow card and a free kick on the edge of the box.
I'll have to see this one again, Sam, because this looks quite harsh, to be honest. I thought that Pap Sarr looked like he was showing good speed, getting towards the ball. We'll have to take another look at it. I don't think there's much in that, to be honest. Especially a booking.
Is it a tackle from behind? Because he does look like he connects with the back of Bruno Fernandes' ankle there more than he gets the football.
Yeah, I don't think there's much in it. I mean, it's a great position for Manchester United to get a set piece. I think a booking is quite harsh, but it was good. Bruno Fernandes is making that third player run down that left-hand side. He's getting a lot of space down there, as is Dalot. This is a great position for Manchester United, Christian Eriksen, to put it in to that danger area in and around the penalty spot.
Spurs 1, Manchester United 0. Manchester United have a free kick. It's wide on the left as they look at it. Just 5 or so steps out of the penalty area. There's a two-man wall which is diagonally in front of Fraser Forster's goal. Would be probably seen at a 45-degree angle to the goal this. It'll be whipped in by Eriksen towards that near post, and it's not too far away. He just ripples the top of the net rather than underneath it. But it's going to be tricky to get the ball beyond the 6'7" goalkeeper as monster-like as Fraser Forster from that sort of range. Goal at Stamford Bridge, Alex Crook.
Chelsea 1, Shamrock Rovers 0. A nightmare for the Shamrock right back Joshua Honohan. He tried to head the ball back to his own goalkeeper. He nodded it over the goalkeeper, and there was Mark Guiu stooping to head home. Chelsea 1, Shamrock 0.
Yeah, Mark Guiu scored in Almaty last week in Kazakhstan when Chelsea went out there to play in the Europa Conference League. It's a little bit warmer at Stamford Bridge tonight. Given away by... Mazraoui's in trouble here. And he's gone in late on Jed Spence after a poor ball to him. In fairness, it was short to Mazraoui. He went to try and dive in, but Jed Spence was getting there first. He mistimed his challenge. He's given away a free kick, and he too gets a yellow card.
Yeah, I mentioned the one previously, Sam. I was surprised that's his third one now. He's late to it. I think it was Christian Eriksen actually played him that ball, and I'd be absolutely raging if I was Mazraoui. The underhit pass has made Jed Spence be able to get there before him. Another good position. I mean, the game has got no tempo to it at all because it's so stop-start. Yeah. The amount of free kicks we've seen, you know, it's been pretty poor, I'd say.
Maddison to take it near side. Sends it short to Son. Son into the penalty area, looking for Kulusevski. Turns away from Fernandes too easily and smashes the ball towards the near post. It's a save by Altay Biandir. Picked up on the right side by Ugarte, who's trying to get it clear, but runs into Son. It goes out of play and it's away for a Manchester United throw. But that turn from Kulusevski, as good as it was, he should never really have got beyond Bruno Fernandes there.
No, another set piece again. Manchester United are so flat on their heels, and I mentioned it pre-game about the set pieces they're doing in the warm-up, and it just seems pointless because every single time Tottenham Hotspur get a set piece, Man United are flat on their heels. They don't react to it. They're not proactive enough. Ben there does a really good job on that near post to get to it. But again, it was a good turn from Kulusevski, but Bruno Fernandes in that position has to do better, and if not, double up with him in those positions.
Well, Leanne, you and I were watching those warm-ups, and we were watching them deal with balls into the box. And Tottenham haven't even done that yet. Here is Kulusevski down the left-hand side, trying to get the ball back to his captain, but he ran into an offside position on the outside, and now they've given the ball away, but I don't think Anthony's going to get there. Basuma is. Tied it up really well for Tottenham. And they're in possession again, just left of the centre circle. Yeah, that drill that they were doing was all about balls coming into the box, heading it out, or dealing with a ball in behind the high line. and that's not happened. It's all short and sharp from Tottenham, and that's what's catching them flat-footed.
Yeah, it is. And I think you can see Tottenham have different ways of getting to goal. I think it's interesting because James Maddison has barely touched the ball. I think Basuma and Sarr have done a really good job in those areas, defending positionally. But we're not seeing James Maddison being able to pick up the ball underneath. I think Ogate's doing a really good job in those areas of kind of sweeping things up. But you can see Tottenham kind of had the momentum since that goal. You can see it settled everybody down a little bit. Manchester United look a little bit rattled, but they still have enough quality, this Manchester United team, to make something happen. Bruno Fernandes, I said it at the weekend, unfortunately Ahmad's on the bench tonight, but I think Bruno Fernandes and Ahmad are the only ones that really have that type of quality that can make something happen.
Yeah, they look a bit ragged to me, Manchester United. 27.5 minutes gone. Chelsea are playing Shamrock Rovers in the Conference League tonight. Alex Crook is there. We'll get to him in just a second because United are on the attack. Mazraoui gets it back to Lenny Yoro. In fact, we'll go there now. It's a goal. Talk Sports, Alex Crook.
Chelsea 1, Shamrock 1. The 3,000 travelling Dubliners going wild in the aisle. And what a moment for Marcus Poom, son of the Derby County cult hero, Mark Poom. It was a corner from the right. Poom on the volley, took a deflection. Chelsea 1, Shamrock 1.
Wild in the aisle. Has he been watching Supermarket Sweep? Here is Dalot down the left-hand side, trying to get into the box. He tries to funnel the ball through the 18-yard area. It's blocked by Porro, comes back to him, and then it's blocked again and cleared to halfway by Tottenham. Outside of the centre circle is Yoro, and then on to Mazraoui. He's being chased by Basuma, who's just stronger, more athletic, wins the ball quicker. Manchester United looking a little bit off the pace here, Leanne. Here's Jed Spence, hemmed in into the left corner of the field. He's running into a cul-de-sac, but comes up with a trick to find Archie Gray, who's then giving it away. But Rasmus Højlund doesn't get there, and then it breaks to Dalot, edge of the penalty area. He tries to centre it into the box, not to anyone in particular, and Dragusin clears.
Yeah, I think you've got to give credit to Basuma. I think he's been excellent. He's been first to everything, second to everything, getting amongst it. Mazraoui, when he's getting the ball, he's out-muscled him. Manchester United have got a lot of space down this right-hand side. I've said it many, many times, and they're not really capitalising on it.
Jed Spence, big night for him tonight, having to play at left back in the absence of Destiny Udogie. He's only played 186 minutes across 7 appearances in all competitions for Tottenham before tonight. I mean, the good news for him, I suppose, Leanne, is that he's got Anthony to mark. Here is Mazraoui over to the far side. That was me just enhancing Leanne's view, not my own. Dalot slides it back towards the edge of the area. Comes to Anthony. Left-footed shot blocked by Archie Gray. That would have been a good moment. Back in it goes to the penalty area. And again, it's just overhit this time by Fernandes, and it goes out of play and away for a goal kick. But that's Manchester United's first shot on target.
Yeah, do you know what? Archie Gray did really well there because Anthony was in a really good position just outside the 18-yard box centrally. And Anthony, to be fair to him, caught it really well. It was a fantastic block.
1-0, half an hour gone. Here is Kulusevski over on the far side. Infield it goes to Basuma. Tottenham leading through Solanke's goal after a mistake for Altay Biandia, who is the Manchester United goalkeeper tonight. In for Onana, usually gets to play in this Carabao Cup competition. I'm not entirely sure Ruben Amorim will be delighted with the way he has started the game. I mean, he set the tone by kicking the ball straight into touch, didn't he? And then the reaction to the Solanke effort, the shovel straight out into the penalty area, and then the failure to react. And sort of underscored what has been quite a tepid performance by him and Manchester United, really. I think they've looked scrappy.
Yeah, and I think, to be honest, at the weekend, the Manchester derby, although Manchester United got the result, it was a really scrappy game. It wasn't the best performance from Manchester United, but that obviously goes out the window once they get that win to a certain degree. But I think, you know, I understand to a certain degree why Ruben Amorim has made that goalkeeping decision, because he wants to give Ryan Deere an opportunity, but that one might come back to bite him, because you're right, Sam, he hasn't looked comfortable from the get-go. Whenever the ball's being played back to him, he doesn't look confident, and on that goal, so flat on his heels.
Lindelof skipped past by Son far too easily. Solanke goes through the middle and waits for the cross. It's worked out to Porro, who's on the right side of the United penalty area. Kulusevski gets hold of it and feeds it into the area. It's aimed towards Solanke, headed away by Yoro. Picked up by Højlund. who just can't get the ball under control. It comes down inside the Manchester United half, but it comes down for Kulusevski, who skips past Ugarte and then past Dalot and into the right wing position. Then Dalot recovers well and manages to clear from the left full-back position. Fernandes being harassed by Sarr. They just look better, Tottenham. They just look more at it, more intense, more dynamic, fitter, sharper, and on top of the game. And they look physically stronger than Manchester United.
They do. To be fair to Dalot there, I thought he did a really good job, because it looked like Kulusevski was in down that right-hand side. He got the better of him and he covered around really well. But I think right now, Manchester United look tired. Like, they look flat on their heels. They're second and third to every single ball. And I think that goal for Tottenham, before that, Tottenham weren't playing their greatest football either. And I think since then, they seem to have a little bit more momentum. They have a lot of the passing. They're popping it around to each other, a little bit more confident. Manchester United need to do a better job at setting traps to be able to have the ball turn over, because we saw in the first 20 minutes or so, the ball was turning over quite a lot centrally.
Picked up by Porro in behind Fernandes. He slides it out towards this left-hand side, and Son was racing forward. He couldn't reach it, but Altay Biandir comes out and slides the ball into his chest and managed to gobble up for Manchester United. But again, Porro getting into that sort of half space behind the pressing line, able to switch the ball from right side of the centre circle towards this left-hand side. If you've got a better ball in, it's straight through to Son, and now they've won it back again. Lovely exchange of passes between Kulusevski and Son. It's on the edge of the penalty area, they're fighting for it. Spurs trying to emerge with it, they do. Kulusevski into the box, tries to turn it back. Sarr's waiting, he's steered towards goal. Ugarte stabs it just wide of the post. It was almost an own goal. It ends up being a terrific block, and it's out for a corner. But how on earth are they winning the ball on the edge of the penalty area? 3 red shirts fighting with 2 white ones. The ball's on the floor, it's like a rugby scrum, and Tottenham create a chance.
Yeah, Manchester United are all over the place, to be fair. To be fair to Ugarte, he does a really good job. The only one kind of battling on the edge of the box, and then in the end, he's the one that clears it wide. And he's quite fortunate it doesn't actually go in as an own goal, because he didn't really know exactly where he was on the field at all, and he just kind of lunges at it to stop it from getting to a Tottenham player.
Corner to Spurs on the near side. It's going to be taken by Son. Manchester United will be delighted if they go in at half-time, only 1-0 down, so that they can reorganise and adjust here, because they look a little bit all at sea. Here is Son, 2 hands in the air, ready to send this corner into the box. Remember, Manchester United's Achilles heel has been conceding set pieces. Hold on a second, there's a pause here, because the referee, John Brooks, wants to go and have a word with 1 or 2 who are just getting involved in something physical. Rasmus Højlund and Solanke being told off. They're going to be on the naughty list. Careful, boys, Santa won't fill your stockings. Corner kick. Son to take it. That'll be a right-footed delivery in front of where the Manchester United fans are situated. It's helped in towards the near post. It's cleared away, comes back out. Dragusin gets first contact. Then Solanke gets hold of it, tries to turn, goes down in the area after contact from Martinez, and then it's waved away. And then as Manchester United try and clear, it's given straight to Bissouma, and Tottenham on the front foot again, and Porro winds up an effort. He shoots from miles out and doesn't catch it, goes behind. But this is turning out to be a poor 35 minutes from Manchester United. Let's go off to Stamford Bridge. Alex Crook.
Chelsea 2, Shamrock 1. It's the second of the night for Mark Guiu, but it's another absolute gift. This time it was Daniel Cleary, the Shamrock defender, who was trying to pass the ball back to his goalkeeper. It was too short. Guiu got there first, rounded the keeper and found the far corner. Chelsea 2, Shamrock 1.
Manchester United can't get out of their own half at this moment. And Mazraoui sends it long up to Højlund, who gets bullied by Dragusin. And Dragusin actually hasn't been great for Tottenham since signing. He's found it difficult to get in the team. When he has got in the team, he's looked a little bit suspect. But he's had the measure of Rasmus Højlund so far in this game. Here is Anthony picking it up halfway, trying to feed Fernandes. Fernandes is in behind here, and Tottenham have left the gap. Fernandes across the face of goal. Why didn't he hit it? It's cleared away by Spurs. Back to Fernandes on the left side again. He gets towards the edge of the penalty area. Rasmus Højlund is waiting for the delivery. It goes towards him, but not to him. It comes back out of the box. Lindelof, then Lenny Yoro. 10 yards outside the Tottenham penalty area. Lindelof feeds Fernandes. Fernandes, his strike bends towards the far corner. It's wide of the target. And it goes behind and out for a goal kick. 37 play, Tottenham 1, Manchester United 0.
such bad decision making. I love Bruno Fernandes, but I think got to give credit to Anthony. It was a fantastic ball, and someone of Bruno Fernandes' quality, I'd expect to hit that first time. The ball bounced lovely over his left shoulder to be able to hit it on the volley, and he has that in his locker. Then eventually, when the ball comes to him, he hits it with the instep, really like a P-roller going towards Fraser Forster, when the better option was outside on the left-hand side to Dalot.
Here is Solanke trying to hold the ball up and feed it into Son. And then Euro reads that situation just in front of the halfway line into Spurs territory, wins it back for United and looks to build again. 37 gone. And Manchester United trying to find a little bit of momentum, trying to dig themselves out of what was a really terrible first half an hour.
I think we'll see half-time substitutions from Ruben Amorim, if I'm honest, Sam. I think you can see when they conceded, he went into the dugout with his head in his hands because he can't quite believe what he's seeing. Those are the things you work on the training ground, but that comes from the intensity for me. There's not much Ruben Amorim can do on the sideline when they can't defend a set piece, and they've moved it 3 or 4 times to the right-hand side. I think he's going to make subs.
Fernandes trying to run in behind Pedro Porro. The header comes back to Højlund, who hits it. But it's a snapshot and he never gets any real purchase on the ball. And he fires it well wide of Fraser Forster's goal. And it remains 1-0. There's 1 or 2 of those Manchester United players looking a little bit lost. 1 of them or 2 of them looking a bit tired. And actually, I think Mazraoui, who's been very good actually since signing in the summer, has looked out of sorts for the first time. Ugarte was accused of a foul on Maddison. The ball went to Son anyway. Across comes Martinez and gets there ahead of Solanke. Manchester United need a turning point in this game. They need something to spark them into life. Quick word to Ugarte from John Brooks. I think he was probably going to might have booked him under different circumstances for his challenge on Maddison, but allowed the play to continue because it spilt to Son and Tottenham had the advantage. 39. 1-0 to Tottenham Hotspur in those white shirts with dark blue sleeves. The Manchester United fans have been in good voice so far this evening. It's the Tottenham fans, though, who at this moment are thinking about the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, the Carabao competition, which takes place in the first weekend in March this year. It's a little bit later than it has been in recent years. Here is Son, curling the ball towards the edge of the area. Space for Maddison, who fell over as he received it. It was in such a good position. Manchester United were cut open by that ball from Son. And we're lucky that Maddison lost his footing. Comes back to Sarr, 10 yards outside the box. Out wide to Pedro Porro. He approaches the penalty area. Right-footed cross into Solanke, away by Lindelof. And then further clear now, out towards the middle of the half. But Tottenham apply enough pressure and have enough men stationed within yards of the penalty area to win it back and continue the intensity of this attack. Here is Maddison down the left, trying to get into the box. He forces it to Kulusevski, wants to get it back again. Maddison tries to feed Son. Son edge of the area, wanted it on his left foot, pokes it back through. They've lost Kulusevski, he's chasing the ball, but Altay comes out and gobbles it up before it can reach the Swede.
I'll tell you what, Sam, it's really poor for Manchester United. They look at the body language of the players. They just don't look at it at all. I mean, fair play to Tottenham. I think James Maddison got himself into a fantastic position there. And Manchester United are really lucky that he lost his footing, because I think his second touch would have been going towards goal. I mean, Kulusevski's also getting a lot of joy. He come in from the left-hand side before and received it inside the box. Manchester United are giving away the ball far too easily.
The only player coming away from this game for Manchester United with credit at the moment is Ugarte. Here's Højlund, who was fed by Ugarte. Up to the edge of the penalty area. Fernandes with a decent ball to the far post again, and no one there. Now it's Eriksson who was closest to it, just couldn't get there in time and went to stab the ball goalwards, but he was just behind it. But the idea from Fernandes was great, and I tell you what, that's 3 great balls that he's played into the box, Fernandes, and no one there to capitalise.
I mean, these are gifts. I know we're in the holiday season and Spirit Sound, but he's literally wrapping up those presents and putting them right in there, and no one's on the end of them. As a centre forward, they are like a dream. And it was interesting because I thought Christian Eriksen could have actually made that, and it was almost like, and then you've got Rasmus Højlund pointing to Bruno Fernandes saying, play it to my right foot, play it to my right foot, make the movement. He's played 3 balls now in a really dangerous area, and not one Manchester United player's on the end of it. It's not good enough.
Well, it's an opportunity this for some of the fringe players to make a claim to be involved more often. Lindelof doesn't play very often. He's starting tonight. Eriksson Again, often on the bench for Amorim, starting this evening. Anthony starting this evening. And with what's happened with Garnacho and Rashford, you'd expect him to grab this with both hands. He has just switched the ball from right to left, out to Dalot, back into Fernandes, who's on the edge of the penalty area, attacking the Tottenham goal. It's another decent ball. Masraoui gets on the end of it, but can only steer it centrally, can't get behind it, and it goes out for a corner to Manchester United with 3 minutes to go before the half. And I must say, if I'm Ruben Amorim, I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm buzzing because I can't believe the scoreline is only Tottenham 1, Manchester United 0.
Yeah, I know, but I think, to be fair to Manchester United, when they're getting a lot of joys when they're switching the point of attack quickly, you could see there was a fantastic ball from the right-hand side again from Anthony, and then Manchester United are getting into those areas, and they're just throwing in the box.
Here is Ericsson. I mean, it's just an awful corner. It goes right the way through the 6-yard box, and Jed Spence helps them out by kneeing it behind, and it goes out over on the far side. I mean, United have had a couple of really good chances, all of them crafted by Bruno Fernandes, and they haven't taken them. It's a different story at Stamford Bridge, Alex Crook.
Shamrock won and Kunku went through on goal. He was denied by a brilliant slide tackle. The loose ball fell kindly for Kiernan Dewsbury Hall to fire low into the bottom corner. Chelsea 3, Shamrock 1.
Corner kick for Manchester United, taken by Ericsson. Another deep one to the far post. Lindelof trying to keep it alive. Martinez inside the area, turns, spins, sends it back through the 6-yard box. No one there. Again, over everyone's head. And it goes out of play and away for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. 2 minutes to go before the end of this first 45 minutes. I just wonder what Ruben Amorim is thinking. And I wonder what he is plotting for half-time. What would you do?
Bring on Ahmad, for sure. I mean, Lindelof's just gone down there. He might have to be bringing him off due to an injury. I'd have to wait and see. For me, I think Rasmus Højlund, like, in a Manchester United shirt, I think he's one of those players that coming off the bench, he seems to have more of an impact. Whenever he starts games, he rarely gets in amongst it. He rarely scores goals when he's on there from the beginning. I just don't think he's got enough pace in those areas. I think Dragusin's doing a really good job. But he doesn't look it, though. You can be fast, Sam, but not fast thinking. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? It's the fast thinking.
Because he don't look fast.
Because he can run the 100 metres in 11 seconds, in under 11 seconds.
He doesn't look like that when he's out there, though, does he?
But I think that's true not only when he's out of possession and he's chasing things, Leanna. He doesn't realise that there's an opportunity to go and get whatever it is that he needs to get, or press when he needs to. I think the other issue is that when he's in possession of the ball, it takes him too long to make the right decision. He holds on to it for too long. Is that something that is surmountable with coaching, or is that innate in your makeup?
No, I think it could be coached, because for me, I wasn't the most speediest of players, but I was quick in the mind, and I think you either get one or the other. I think with Rasmus Højlund, he's still young, but I think the fact that you're asking him to lead the line for Manchester United, I don't think he's there yet. Same as Garnacho. Garnacho is being asked to kind of play for Manchester United from the beginning. As a youngster, he was very raw, and that can only get you so far, and it looks like Man United are having to make a substitution.
Well, Victor Lindelof, I mean, I don't think he'll be around for much longer anyway, but he's off. And Johnny Evans is coming on for Manchester United. I mean, it is a rare start for Victor Lindelof, and it's another injury for him, and he's had a lot over the course of the last year or so.
He has, and like I said, with Lindelof, he's nowhere near good enough, but I think what he does is he gives his all, and that's all you can ask for. He's not picking the team, he's going out there and doing his best. It's interesting, the substitutions that Ruben Amorim makes, because I'm bringing on Harry Maguire at this moment in time, potentially, and it's some of the substitutions that he does make are quite questionable, and I'll put it down to the fact that he's still trying to kind of work out, I wouldn't even say work out his best 11, because a lot of these players will be nowhere near the squad next year.
Yeah, I think he's trying to work out who he can rely on right now for what, isn't he?
Yeah, but Harry Maguire, who I've been quite critical of him in recent years, I think he's been excellent for Manchester United. He was brilliant at the weekend in a back three, so you've got to give credit wherever it's due.
Maybe he's saving him for the Bournemouth game.
Maybe, but this is a cup. You know, it's a competition that...
They're not going to win the league, are they?
Don't be out of order. No, I'm joking. Well, yeah, of course not. I know.
They're not getting in the top four either, are they? So maybe they should be targeting this competition.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what type of team selection is this? And I think, again, I like Ruben Amorim. I like what he's doing. I think what he stands for, he's a manager that Manchester United have been crying out for years. He makes decisions, he stands by them, and he speaks to the media, and he expresses why he's made them, and then it gets put to bed. But then again, look at some of the decisions substitution-wise that he's making. It doesn't make sense to me, some of these.
Well, you know, Spurs form isn't great. They've won just one of the last 6, 2 wins in 9, but they're leading here by 1-0. They've got horrendous injuries, but Manchester United changed 5. Here's Eriksen, though, trying to do something about that. His shot takes a deflection. Another grey block comes off a defender. There was half-hearted appeals for handball. I think it actually hit a Manchester United hand rather than a Tottenham one, and it goes out towards the far side. Lenny Yoro brings it forward, back out towards the left, taken down by Dalot. There was space for Fernandes there. He decided not to pass it into that channel. He then looked for Højlund but couldn't feed him because he hit it straight at Maddison. Then Manchester United win it back through Ugarte. There's space for Anthony here, and then Ugarte again has it, and then Eriksen, and then out towards the left and Fernandes. They think, where is the whistle? 2 minutes have been added on and played here at the end of the first half. Mazraoui has it down the right wing, looking to try and get into the box. Across comes Spence. It goes out of play. There is the half-time whistle. And Spurs' hopes of ending their trophy drought are still alive. The prospect of winning here given a boost by the opening goal, which was scored by Dominic Solanke, his 8th in 22 appearances for Tottenham Hotspur. But such is their propensity to chuck away promising positions, even the pollsters are reluctant to call it for the Whites right now. And that's despite the fact that Manchester United have had a terrible first 45 minutes. Big second half to come. I'm sure there'll be changes for Manchester United. Tottenham 1, Manchester United 0.
Well, Leanne Sanderson, Spurs will go in, happy they're leading, frustrated they're not leading by more. And that should give Manchester United a little bit of confidence that they can do something, but they've got to be better.
They have, and I think the only player for Manchester United right now that can go up at half-time with his head held high is Ugarte. I think he's been excellent. I think it's been a really poor performance from Manchester United. I think Ruben Amorim will make substitutes at the half-time. I think he has to. Manchester United are nowhere near good enough. Haven't been all season, even before Ruben got there. But when he keeps putting Ahmad, I understand trying to protect certain players, but at this moment in time, just let him play. He's Manchester United's best player at this moment in time, and him being on the bench, Kobbie Mainoo as well. So I'm hoping that Amorim, will make substitutions at half-time, because it needs to happen. Mazraoui's probably played his worst game he's played for Manchester United, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt because he's been brilliant.
What's up, SO peeps? She's going to keep talking about the substitutions, and yes, we need to make some substitutions. Thank you, True, for enlightening me on who Evans is. Yes, that's me, TSI Mike, Toronto. Anyways, that doesn't matter. Why we're here, Manchester United, Tottenham in the EFL Cup. Horrible half from Man U overall. Like True was saying, really the only guy to do anything was Bruno, was kind of carrying them as a team. So for United, I'm glad that we're only down by 1. Hopefully it'll be more. Come the second half, we'll be able to get back in this and take it, just like we did last week. What a game. True, I can't believe you were at that game, man. That is so awesome, dude. An experience of a lifetime, man. And we're going to let True's preview run. So every once in a while, we're going to be dropping videos here on SOP that will be True talking Manchester United football, soccer. If you're, Sons of a Pitch Soccer Central, I'm here in the United States. Anyways, True, go check him out. Talk about EAFC. I want to get on the game, but I can't because I'm a grown-up and I have responsibilities. I actually have to make a phone call for work. And there's usually about 3 of these a year that are that are real tough, and that's coming today. But I got to go do that. True's stuff's going to run through here. You need to message True. If you're an EAFC fan, look out for some awesome content coming up here on SOP Soccer with EAFC. Sorry, they're vacuuming the renovations upstairs. But make sure you DM True. It's in the description, @TrueKiller_ on Discord and Twitter. Winter Wildcards coming up. Oh, yeah. That's going to be a heck of a promo. Look at that lineup there for EAFC. And this week, what a promo. True, I am so excited that you're playing for SOPSC. And maybe we need to rename our team. So let us know in the comments, in the description, or in the comments or in the chat if we should rename our team. I'll be coming on to play some squad battles and maybe a rivals game here or there real soon, probably in the next few days because it's getting light as far as kids stuff has kind of got a little break there. I got to go make that phone call for work. True, take it away with the preview.
Look around and think, how am I starting in this?
in 1 second because I forgot to upload it into this scene. Hold on.
And that's the reality.
There you go. No, listen, they're 1-0 down. They need to do something or they're going out. And Spurs will be into the semi-final. Spurs leading Man United 1-0 live on TalkSport. Let's head to Stamford Bridge. It's half-time and a big first half for a certain Chelsea player. Here's TalkSport's Alex Crook.
Absolutely. Chelsea 4, Shamrock 1, right on half-time. Mark Guiu, the star of this first half, completed his hat-trick. It was a brilliant cross from Noni Madueke after a short corner on the right-hand side and a fine header into the far corner. It was Guiu who opened the scoring on 22 minutes, seizing on a poor backwards header from Shamrock fullback Joshua Honohan to nod into an empty net. Guiu got his and Chelsea's second. 12 minutes later, another calamity in the visiting defence. Daniel Cleary this time trying to pass the ball back to his goalkeeper. It didn't get there. Guiu rounded the keeper and found the far corner. In between, actually.
Hello SOP fans and my fellow Manchester United fans, my name's True. Massive game today because I'm covering the Manchester United vs Spurs preview in the EFL Cup. It's the quarter-final, that's why it's a massive game. Of course, teams like Liverpool are in this tournament. Ruben Amorim has stated that he wants to go far in this tournament and he wants to go game by game with his team. This is because it's a new system for the players, it's a new league for Ruben Amorim, and we need to give the manager time and his players to an extent time as well to adjust. Now, massive game on the weekend that's just gone by because we played Manchester City at the Etihad and we did win 2-1. Man, what a game. What a game. Manchester City were 1-0 up for the entire game until the 88th minute when Bruno Fernandes scored a penalty. What a beautiful penalty that was. There was 115 seconds in between the first goal and the second goal for Manchester United when Amad Diallo scored the last minute winner to crush Pep Guardiola's dreams. What a goal. What a result for Manchester United. It's gives us optimism and it's gives us to look something forward to as well. And that's because we're playing Spurs tonight away from home as well. That's why Spurs are the favourite. However, as I've just mentioned, with the game on the weekend just gone by, I don't understand why Spurs are the favourite. They're in bad form. The fans are on... The Spurs fans are on Ange Postecoglou's back as well. He's looking at getting sacked. So maybe it's a good time to play Spurs. It could go either way, of course. They could have an awful result today and lose to Manchester United, which I'm hoping for. Or they could beat Manchester United and go on a run of form. Hopefully it's the earlier, but we'll see tonight. Now, there's a lot of drama around the club, and that's because obviously the leaks and stuff with names being mentioned such as Garnacho and Marcus Rashford being a main one. Now, news has come out in the last 24 to 48 hours that Marcus Rashford will be leaving the club probably in the summer. That's a good thing in my opinion. I wanted to give my thoughts on that in this video. And that's because I think it's the perfect time for Marcus Rashford to leave. And that's because he's inconsistent. One season is one of the best players in the world and in the league, of course. The next season is absolutely dreadful. Now, I do like the player. It is a shame it's come to this. But in my opinion, it's the right time. And we can pick up new signings in the summer, such as Gyökeres from Sporting. I think he would be a really good pickup for the club. And I think he would do well at Manchester United under the manager Ruben Amorim. Of course, he's worked with him at Sporting. Now, back to the game tonight. I think we can win this game, but we need to be careful of Spurs' attack. And that's because Spurs do tend to score a lot of goals. Not necessarily in recent times. Of course, he had the game with Arsenal. Not really in recent times. Of course, there's been results here and there. But they do score a lot of goals overall. And we need to be careful. We do need to be careful. We need to be strong defensively tonight. And I think we need to nick an early goal, especially since we're away from home, just to crush Spurs' dreams a bit, knock them down a peg in confidence, and take control of the game. That's what I think. In my opinion, my score prediction, I'm going for a 2-1 win against Spurs. I think we're going to go through to the next round, and I am optimistic. Now, before I end this video, I wanted to quickly mention, of course, my name's True. I'm a pro EAFC player, as well as a big Manchester United fan. Like I just mentioned, the Man City game just gone. I did attend that. What an away day. My first away day for a Manchester derby, and I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to go to another game, and I can't wait to go to another game against Manchester City as well, just to batter them again. Let's go United, come on, massive, massive win that was. But as I was saying, I am a pro EAFC player. Now, I do offer a service to you guys. What I offer is, I take teams starting from ground up, can have a worse team in the game if you want to, can have an okay team, can have a good team. But I get the best ranks in FUT Champions, I get rank 1s, rank 2s, rank 3s, whatever you require, and I take your team right to the top from the start. I do this for division rivals as well. My contact details and best way to contact me is through X or Twitter, which is TrueKiller_. I'm sure it'll be in the description. But back to the game. Come on United, let's go. Like I said, 2-1 win tonight. Let's go through to the next round of the EFL Cup and knock Spurs out. Come on United, let's go. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the game. Peace.
All right, halftime is wrapping up. Thank you, True, for the preview today and getting that to me there. Dude, we are just getting started, bro. Just getting started. All right, True's gonna hold it down in the chat. I gotta go talk to my renovation people and then call this lady back. Oh my God! Wish me luck, y'all. I'll see you guys hopefully soon, but it could be a long phone call. These could go like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe even an hour. Sometimes it gets ugly. All right, y'all. Peace.
Come back for more. So Fleet Pride is now giving new customers 20% off their first online order. Use promo code FIRST20 when placing your order to take advantage of this great offer. Select from more than 420,000 heavy-duty truck and trailer parts for same-day pickup, local delivery, or shipping direct to your door. Visit FleetPride.com and enter promo.
How's it going, SO peeps? Thank you for being here. It's halftime at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Manchester United and Tottenham squaring off. Hopefully the second half will be full of fireworks. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting that like button. Everybody that's new here and enjoying yourselves, hanging out, listening to Manchester United and Tottenham, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single Manchester United soccer football match right here. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Let's have a fun second half. Keep it classy. And let's go Manchester United.
I called Celebrity Greens, the leader in customized synthetic golf greens. Celebrity Greens designed an amazing backyard green for me and a synthetic lawn area for my dogs that looks and acts just like natural grass. You can't beat Celebrity Greens' attention to detail and exceptional customer service. Learn how to create a championship putting green in your own backyard. Call the pros at Celebrity Greens, 1-888-507-7960, or visit them online at celebritygreens.com.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online and on your smart speaker.
Live football coverage that's beyond compare.
A quite fabulous goal.
The League Cup live on TalkSport.
But it's only a fool who doesn't want to lift a trophy at Wembley. A place in the semis up for grabs tonight.
Pedro Porro will strike one, and it took a little deflection, comes back to Solanke, and it's into the bottom corner behind a stranded Altay Biandir. He made the initial save and then just stood there and admired it as Solanke slapped the rebound home. Dominic Solanke with the goal. Manchester United concede, and all eyes are drawn to their goalkeeper. Kulusevski turns away from Fernandes too easily and smashes the ball towards the near post. It's a save by Altay Biandir. Fernandes, his strike bends towards the far corner. It's wide of the target.
Well, Spurs 1-0 up. A couple of things to mention from the crowd. Shortly after Spurs went 1-0 up, the Spurs fans sang, "We want Levy out." So it doesn't matter if they're winning or losing, they do feel the same way. A sizable chunk of the Spurs fans sang that as well. And in that first half, United fans had a banner and it said, "Excuses, Tara Marcus." And it's actually a reference to a statement from a United fan in 1989 who wanted Alex Ferguson out at that time. And that banner read, 3 years of excuses and it's still bad. I put bad in, it was another word used. Tara Fergie. Quite a famous banner of its time, and of course we know what Fergie went on to do. There is more on that story on the website, EFL.com. But Leanne Sanderson, the United fans have turned, it seems, on Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, I think ultimately, I think they were behind him up until the other day. I think all Manchester United fans want is Rashford to succeed. I think having a player that's born and bred, coming through the academy, I think that stands for something. And I think all the Manchester United fans have wanted him to succeed. And when you do stuff like that, I know he said he won't come out and almost badmouth the club, but I think sometimes actions speak louder than words. And I think, like I said, he's not letting his football do the talking. He's not available for selection because of his actions off the pitch, and it's not good enough. And when he's on the pitch, he's sulking around, he doesn't look like he wants to be there. And then some people say, he doesn't look happy. All these different things, we'll find out what it is then. How about we all find out what it is? You know what I mean? Like, all these excuses that I feel like are being made for him, the same excuses are not allowed for other people. And I think it divides. Marcus Rashford divides a lot of people because some people say, there's a player in there. There's a player in there. To be fair, if you're asking me who would rather out there, Anthony or Rashford, I'd probably have Rashford.
Yeah, it's no-brainer, isn't it, really?
But that's a very, low bar when you think about it, right?
Yeah.
It's a low bar. But like I said, all Manchester United fans wanted Rashford to succeed. When you start doing stuff, it does make me sad though, Adrian. I think it's a very sad ending to something that didn't need to end that way.
Garnacho has just taken his place on the bench. One of the subs, of course. He's back. Man United have been out there a couple of minutes. They're kicking a ball around. Spurs just emerging from the tunnel. Now, very quick word. Archie Gray's 18. He's centre-back. He's played full-back for Leeds, midfield for Leeds. He's centre-back.
Yeah.
It's a wow, isn't it?
It is.
Isn't it incredible?
It is incredible, and I think the fact that he's outmuscling a lot of the Manchester United players when they're getting in amongst it. He's gone up against Bruno a couple of times, and he just looks really comfortable in those positions. I know that when he was at Leeds, he came with a lot of prospect. A lot of people were speaking really highly of him, and he hasn't really skipped a beat, since he come to Tottenham. He doesn't look out of place at all. Comfortable on the ball, can play a multiple amount of positions. He looks quality.
Filling in at centre-back, 18-year-old Archie Gray. What a future he has got. For now, it's the immediate future. Spurs lead. Remember, you're listening to Kickoff on TalkSport with Ladbrokes 18+. BeGambleAware.org. We're about to get the second half underway. Spurs in charge. United simply must do better or they're going out. Spurs 1, Man United 0. Second half live on TalkSport with former England striker Leanne Sanderson alongside your commentator Sam Matface.
Well, Spurs beat Manchester United earlier in the season by 3-0, and it was a brutal first half where Spurs were cutting United apart at will. It wasn't like that in the first 45 minutes. They had more chances maybe to go on and extend their lead. Manchester United had one or two as well. Actually, Leanne, on reflection, I was speaking to a couple of the Tottenham fans downstairs, and on reflection of that first half, one of them said to me, it looks like you're watching two teams that are in very mid-table.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I also think we can talk about Manchester United could have been behind by a lot. I don't necessarily think Tottenham have been unbelievable. I think Manchester United have given away the ball really cheaply, and they've turned over the ball in those defensive areas, and it's looked really poor. I'm looking right now, and I've seen that Ruben Amorim sent out all the Manchester United players to warm up. So I expect he'll let it go 10, 15 minutes. If nothing happens, then he'll make changes.
Yep. So we're as they were at the end of the first half, with the only change to the starting lineups being Johnny Evans coming in for the injured Victor Lindelof. We'll go through the 11s in just a second. Tottenham on the attack with Son, reverse ball to Maddison, low ball into the 6-yard box, comes back to Kulusevski, and it's in, and it's the perfect start to the second half for Tottenham Hotspur. 48 seconds after the restart. A lovely reverse ball by Maddison to send Son away down the left-hand side. He pulls it through the area. It's not defended well by Manchester United. Comes back to Kulusevski, who has the time to turn and slam it past the stranded goalkeeper. It's 2-0 to Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, really poor defending from Manchester United. It was a brilliant ball in from James Maddison. It's a poor clearance from Martinez. He's kind of got he's on the back foot, and he just makes kind of a half touch towards it and then sets it straight back to Kulusevski. I said Kulusevski's been Tottenham's best player this season, but again, Johnny Evans on the front post has to cut that out. Euro's there as well. That has to be cut out positionally. The back line are all over the place. But fair play to Tottenham Hotspur. 30 seconds after the restart, Manchester United's concentration, and I think Ruben Amorim, I said it at half-time, he should have made the substitutions at half-time. Manchester United looked flat, and I looked for a reaction, Sam, after the goal, and all the Manchester United players, similar to the first goal, Bayindir was at fault for that one, for sure. I know Adrian said at half-time it was a good finish. Yes, it was, but I think he's flat on his heels. But what I will say is the Manchester United players have kind of picked up the ball again. No one was even saying anything to each other. I'm not saying you need to hammer each other, but have some type of, come on. You know, Bruno Fernandes should be saying something. Whereas they're all just kind of picking the ball out the back of the net. Oh, off we go again.
4 in a row for Kulusevski. 4 goals in 4 games for the Swede. He had a really great start to the season, Dejan Kulusevski. That's his 6th of the campaign. And Ruben Amorim has got a conundrum to solve here, because Manchester United have conceded with the first attack of the second half. I didn't even have a chance to tell you about the lineups. Fraser Forster is the Tottenham goalkeeper. It's Pedro Porro, Dragoshin, Gray and Spence at the back 4. Saru's been booked, Basuma and Maddison in midfield with Kulusevski, Solanke and Son. For Manchester United, Altay Biandir in goal, Lenny Yoro, Johnny Evans and Martinez the back 3. Mazraoui has been booked, Ugarte, Eriksson and Dalot. And then Fernandes and Antony supporting Højlund in attack. Manchester United 2-0 down to Tottenham Hotspur, who beat them 3-0 earlier in the season. It's 125 years since they started playing this fixture, and recently it's been one that has belonged to Tottenham. United haven't beaten them in any of the last 4 meetings and haven't won here since October 2021. If they're going to do so tonight, they're going to have to do so from behind, and significantly behind. They're going to have to find 3 goals. And it's been a poor performance from Manchester United from back to front. And I think Ruben Amorim, who had quite a strong start really, 4 wins, 2 draws and a defeat in the opening few weeks of his management, has seen the size of the task exposed here tonight. His, I wouldn't say fringe players, but some of those who have been on the fringes of the first team have shown that really they haven't got enough to carry the fight to a Tottenham Hotspur team that are severely depleted with injury, especially in the back line. But they have won the ball through Antony over on the far touchline, robbing the ball off Spence. Basuma retreats to the byline, tries to play it into Spence. It again goes out for a throw-in down by the corner flag, and it's a Tottenham Hotspur ball. So we've played 4 minutes of the second half, and Manchester United 2-0 behind to Tottenham Hotspur. And Omar Barada, Sir Dave Brailsford and Jason Wilcox sitting on the front row of the director's box here, looking a little bit perturbed.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to do. I think Ruben Amorim has done an admirable job since he's come in with regards to how he communicates and kind of putting out fires off the pitch. But I think at some point people will start to, you know, critique him and his team selection at some point, because that's what you're going to be judged on: performances, results, and the team you're selecting. And players like Ahmad being on the bench during this game makes no sense to me. You mentioned at half-time, Sam, Manchester United are not going to win the league, so then why put your best players on the bench for this type of game? Makes no sense.
Son down the left, trying to expose the United frailties again. Back to within about 10 yards of the penalty area, and Sarr then sent wide towards the Tottenham right, where Pedro Porro in his white shirt with dark blue sleeves and thick navy trim which goes down either side of the shirt, dark shorts and white socks, attacking the goal away to our right. We'll find Basuma, who's allowed to run rings around Eriksson and come away with the ball. It's then picked up by Maddison from deep, looks up. Solanke was threatening to run in behind there, just looking to dip the shoulder and go as soon as Maddison was ready to release him. He didn't do that, he checked back, and Gray then strokes the ball out over on the far side. I don't think anybody's too surprised that Archie Gray has taken to life in the Tottenham team well. He took to life in the Leeds 11 as a duck would to water. He is born to play football. He is already a boy in a man's body, really. He's absolutely huge. He's a physical specimen and he's a very good footballer. He started at centre-back at the weekend. He started at centre-back at Ferencváros earlier in the Europa League campaign. Then played left-back, he's played right-back, played in midfield. At one stage, I suppose he has to settle on a position, does he? But at the moment, well, just being in the team is good enough for an 18-year-old at Tottenham Hotspur. Here is Dalot.
And he's playing brilliantly. He doesn't look out of place at all. You mentioned it, 18 years old, can play a number of positions. You're right, Sam, at some point you will want to narrow it down, but right now, as an 18-year-old, can you imagine playing at this level? You'll play anywhere. A lot of players will say that, but I think he's had an excellent game. He looks really strong, he's composed, doesn't look out of place at all. I think Basuma also has had a brilliant game tonight. I think he's looked comfortable. He's first and second to every ball. I think he's really got things going for this team. Sarr as well. I think if Ruben Amorim doesn't change this, I think it's going to be 3 or 4 Tottenham. I really do.
Well, it's all Tottenham. I can't even remember the last time that Manchester United made a sort of assertive foray into the Tottenham half. I think it was before half-time. 53 on the clock. Tottenham 2, Manchester United 0. Here is Bissouma into Sarr. Back to Bissouma again, and then all the way back to Archie Gray. Joshua Zirkzee and Ahmad, I think, are about to come on for United. Here is Solanke. Solanke looking for the run of Son, the Spurs captain. Just checking his run now. A little Rabona back flick from Kulusevski as it's given to him centrally, but he overhit it and it ran through to the Turkish goalkeeper, who will clear away to our right-hand side for Manchester United, who trail. And Tottenham on the verge of a Carabao Cup semi-final and making up a quartet of heavyweights. Offside flag up against Højlund. And I think he's going to be replaced. Zirkzee about to enter the fray. Kobbie Mainoo and Ahmad, so a triple change incoming for Manchester United.
Should have been done at half-time. I was saying that. I'm not saying I know everything, but you could clearly see that Manchester United were not performing in the first half. And these players, not so much Zirkzee, I still think the jury's still out with him.
Solanke played over the top in a foot race with Martinez. Gets hold of the ball edge of the area. Cuts infield too easily. Right-footed shot. Oh, brilliant goal. Super finish down low to the goalkeeper's right, but how was he allowed to get the shot away? No pressure on the ball from Manchester United. An easy ball up to Solanke. Martinez didn't engage. He came in on his right foot and he drilled it to the bottom corner. It's a good finish from Dominic Solanke, who gets his second goal of the night. Tottenham are going to the semi-final and Manchester United might as well go home.
Yeah, brilliant finish from Dom Solanke. Completely out-muscles, outplays Lisandro Martinez. Is a fantastic run from Dom Solanke in the initial play as well. Martinez plays him onside, and then he still has a lot to do, Dom Solanke. Johnny Evans still has an opportunity to stop this shot. As soon as he gets his shot, it's a fantastic ball from Jed Spence again as well. The weight of pass, but I said it, Sam, these substitutions for Manchester United, they had to come sooner. They had to come at half-time. I said it about 5 minutes ago, this game was going to be 3 or 4 if Ruben Amorim didn't make substitutions, and now he's about to do them, and it's too little too late. But I think taking nothing away from Tottenham, they've been ruthless. This is a massive statement from Ange Postecoglou. I think Ange Postecoglou has been under a lot of pressure with his Tottenham Hotspur team. And I said about Dom Solanke pre-game, I said he needs to score more goals, he needs to look, and tonight, I think he's been brilliant, Dom Solanke.
Well, here are the 3 changes. Anthony comes off and Ahmad comes on. Joshua Zirkzee comes on and Kobbie Mainoo enters the fray. And the change is Rasmus Højlund, as I think we all anticipated. And the other change, I think, will be Christian Eriksen in the centre of midfield for Kobbie Mainoo. We're just waiting for the 4th official to get his board working. He's struggling to programme in the numbers. And here's Christian Eriksen, who goes off for Kobbie Mainoo. Look, I mean, the numbers aren't working out for Manchester United here. They're 3-0 down. And with all due respect, Manchester United's attack isn't good enough to score 4 goals in this game. It's not even good enough to score 3 goals and take us to penalties, I wouldn't have thought, in the 40 minutes, if you include injury time, that are going to be available to us between now and the end of the game.
No, there's no doubt it's not been good enough, and I'm actually quite surprised. I think this could be the first time since Ruben Amorim's been in charge that people will start asking him some really difficult questions.
Well, they haven't
and he's
turned
going to
up,
have to
they?
answer them. No, they haven't, but also the selection, the team selection makes no sense. You're bringing these substitutions on now. It needed, okay, you want to rest Ahmad, you want to wrap him up in cotton wool, I get that, because he's a young player that you want to protect. But Kobbie Mainoo, why was he not starting?
Got given away by Ugarte in quite comical fashion, and again gifted possession back to Tottenham Hotspur, who went charging towards the goal. I mean, look, Tottenham have been ruthless enough to take advantage of this situation, and Ange Postecoglou did need a victory tonight. I said to our producer, I thought that this was going to be a Tottenham Hotspur victory this evening, and I'll explain why in just a second. Here's Kulusevski going down the right-hand side, blocking Lisandro Martinez. I just wondered whether or not there was something in this. The last time that these two met at a quarter-final stage in this competition, Tottenham ended up winning, and they went on to win the League Cup 1999. Stopped Manchester United from winning a quadruple instead of a treble. And I just wondered whether or not this will be one of those trophies that, as Ange says, he always puts a trophy on the cabinet in the second season. ends up going to Tottenham Hotspur. He'll be delighted if it does. You could tell by his reaction as well. He knew this meant something tonight to get over the line. And it isn't done yet, but I mean, it pretty much is.
Yeah.
3-0.
Definitely, and I think with Ange Postecoglou, we've seen in competitions, in cup competitions, he's rested players. He had to go full strength with what he had available tonight for sure, and it's worked. And fair play to Ange Postecoglou.
Here is Kulusevski's corner right under the goalkeeper. I mean, they fancy targeting him, don't they? And it almost went over his head and into the net, but he managed to stretch his arms back and catch it. I mean, not even Tottenham can throw this away, can they?
No, but I think the substitutions for Manchester United, I mean, look at that. Mazraoui has just pinged the ball, 60, 70 yards from the right-back position out of play on the left-hand side. Like, this has probably been the worst performance I've seen under Ruben Amorim since he's taken charge. And it hasn't all been pretty, let's be honest. I think it hasn't. I think he's only been in charge for a month, 5 weeks. And this isn't the team that Manchester United will have. I for sure know this next year. But what I will say is that the team that he selected tonight hasn't been good enough. The players haven't been good enough, and the team selection wasn't good enough.
Porro down the right-hand side, trying to get on the end of Sarr's ball, but it goes dribbling out of play and away for a goal kick away to our right. I mean, United are marginally stronger in the second half of matches. 8 of their 14 goals that they've scored under Amorim have come in the second half, but I don't think they've got much chance of getting 3 back here tonight, not the way they're playing as well. I mean, Bayern just kicked it against Son when he's trying to kick the ball out. He wasn't really under any pressure. It's been picked up by Basuma, turned over by Maddison, back out wide to the left. Mazraoui, who's had a poor game by his standards, wins it back right side, and now Manchester United look to try and get forward. Here is Dalot, down the left-hand side, charging forward at pace, gets to the edge of the area. Bruno Fernandes takes over now. He sends the ball to the far edge of the penalty area. Amad Diallo's on the pitch now, gets his first touch. He tries to get into the box, plays it against the defender, and it bobbles into the arms of Fraser Forster, who I must admit I forgot was playing. Goal at Chelsea, Alex Crook.
This is all getting very embarrassing for Shamrock. Chelsea 5, Shamrock 1. Christopher Nkunku with a through ball. Brilliant finish in off the post by Mark Cucurella. Chelsea 5, Shamrock 1.
Back here it's 3-0 to Tottenham Hotspur. And Dalot's just dragged Kulusevski to the floor by getting a big hand of his shirt and pulling him to the floor. And it's a free kick to Tottenham just short of the halfway line. 3-0 the score, just hitting the hour mark. Ruben Amorim still trying to engender a bit of instruction into his team.
I think the only Manchester United player that's done himself any justice within this game tonight is Ugarte. I think he's been excellent. He's really put himself about positionally.
Well, he's had
he hasn't shied away. He hasn't shied away though, Sam, has he?
No. He's actually applied himself well. Over the head of Martinez again. Solanke trying to get in behind. Tries to square it to Maddison. Doesn't come off for Tottenham Hotspur. Ugarte's got it. Looks up. Wanted to release Amad, but it was Archie Gray in close attendance to the Ivorian, so he decided against it. It was too risky. Fernandes, who was sent off in that game at Old Trafford. That was eventually rescinded. But that was another poor Manchester United performance. In fact, I think the last time I saw them play this badly was probably that Tottenham game. 60 minutes on the clock. The last trophy that Spurs won back in 2008 was this competition. And, we talk about them a lot, Tottenham. This stadium, fantastic construct. There's a lot of potential here with the commercial growth that a stadium like this brings. But what the fans want, what they crave, what they need, there's a dash of success. 6th, 7th, 4th, 8th, 5th. That's the last 5 years in the Premier League. Last year they were out of both cups before they even got remotely serious. This year top 4 looks a bit of a stretch. So silverware has to be targeted. And this is certainly the easiest of the routes to it.
It is for sure. And you look at both these teams. I mean, you talk about Tottenham not winning a trophy for 17 years. And it's like with Manchester United winning last year the FA Cup. Great performance from them against Manchester City, but it's inconsistent still from Manchester United. And like I said, I think for this Tottenham team, they've had their fair moments this year, losing in games like Ipswich, in games that you'd expect them to win. But I think what we're seeing within these two teams tonight, one team's turned up, the other one hasn't. Manchester United haven't turned up.
Here is Fernandes, down into the wide left position. The cross from Dalot is aimed towards Xerxes with a header, clawed away brilliantly by Fraser Forster. That is a terrific, terrific save. Xerxes' header in the box, just in front of the 6-yard box. It was misjudged by Archie Gray. It went over his head. Xerxes was there. He nodded it into the corner, and every inch of Fraser Forster's frame was stretched as he clawed it away from what was a certain goal.
Yeah, that was a brilliant save from Fraser Forster. It was a fantastic header as well from Xerxes, because there wasn't much pace on the ball, and for him to be able to generate that much power to get it on target, it was a brilliant header. Fantastic save from Fraser Forster.
It's brilliant. It's a good header, actually. He took his neck right back to smash it down on top of the ball. Oh, given away by Forster this time. Back towards Xerxes. They're back in it. Terrible error from Fraser Forster. Moments after making a brilliant save, he's kicked it straight to Bruno Fernandes, who sent it through the 6-yard box. Xerxes was waiting there. He's dabbed it home, and it's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 3.
Oh, to be a goalkeeper, he's just pulled off a fantastic save literally 30 seconds ago. Then loses his head a little bit. Fraser Forster tries to play out from the back. First he then plays to Archie Gray, and then plays a really poor ball to Dragerson, and then Bruno Fernandes gets there first. It falls to Xerxes. But you can see the difference since the substitutions have happened. There's more intensity from Manchester United. There's still a long way to go in this game. It's not been good enough, but it's Manchester United, so you never know. Tottenham need to just keep their foot in this game, possess the ball like they have been.
It's not Manchester United, it's Tottenham. They can't throw it away from here, Tottenham. Surely not. Ange Postecoglou stands on the touchline. The problem is, because of the narrative around them, your immediate thought is drawn to that. There's 27 minutes in this game still to go. And Manchester United scored 2 in 3 minutes at the Etihad just a few days ago. They've been abysmal for an hour, Manchester United. Abysmal. They've been gifted a goal, and you never know now.
It's a big 10 minutes, Sam, and that's what I'm saying Tottenham need to do. Basuma needs to get on the ball, kind of settle things down a little bit, because there's a lot of time left in this game. If Manchester United were to pull one back now, I didn't see this one coming at all, because you're right, Sam, it was a really poor performance from Manchester United, but this type of substitutions that Ruben's made, I think has made a big difference. The intensity, the quality. Bruno Fernandes now has a little bit more help. He's come into this left-hand side, and Xerxes was in the right place at the right time to put the ball in the back of the net.
Has he got to be a bit careful, Ange Postecoglou, that his body language doesn't transmit to the players here? Because he's sitting there, chin on chest, shaking his head, looking at the ground. He's gone from being Mr. sort of excitable when the third goal went in to being looking very downcast now in a matter of seconds. It's still 3-1 to Tottenham. The game is still very much in their hands.
Yeah, it will take a lot for Tottenham to lose this game, or for Manchester United to pull it back. I think it will take mistakes from Tottenham. And I said this pre-game to Adrian, that with Ange Postecoglou, I think you're right about the body language.
Mainu gets a bit lucky. Fernandes into Diallo. Amad Diallo turns inside the centre circle, plays it wide out to Mazraoui. The Manchester United fans urge them forward. Amad has been allowed to run off the back of Maddison, gets to the edge of the penalty area, tries to take on Gray. Across comes Spence, and then Gray comes towards the edge of the box and tries to get it out, but Manchester United pressing high up now and causing a few worries in the Tottenham Hotspur crowd. Solanke trying to get away, can't do so, won by Mazraoui, and now it's with Xerxes. Xerxes midway point of the Tottenham half. He tried to play it back to Martinez, and the referee got in the way. It's an uncontested drop ball inside the Tottenham Hotspur house.
Yeah, I tell you what, we spoke a lot about Archie Gray tonight. The composure that 18-year-old boy has just shown in that backline area to be able to play it out. He didn't panic, was able to play the ball down the line to Dom Solanke. Excellent from Archie Gray, brilliant play. But you can see the momentum is with Manchester United right now. It's amazing what a goal can do. It's been a really poor performance, really, really poor. But for some reason, Manchester United now are playing more with more intensity, playing through the lines.
Fernandes into Xerxes, takes it down inside the area, squares it into the box. It's sent towards his own goal by Basuma, and it's narrowly wide of the upright. It's out for a corner. Oh, Tottenham, don't do this to your fans. Surely not.
This is just crazy. It was a fantastic outside of the football for Bruno Fernandes. Xerxes does really well, but Basuma's quite fortunate because it just kind of hits him. He has no idea. I think Basuma's been their best player tonight, apart from Archie Gray. He gets quite fortunate in the end. It goes wide.
She doesn't know everything, but she did say make the changes earlier. Short corner, back to Fernandes, edge of the box. Amad Diallo strikes it, bobbles it towards goal, and it's narrowly wide of the upright. It's out for another corner.
It's amazing. Ahmad just takes a fantastic stride. Doesn't catch it truly. Takes a deflection in the end. That was going in the back of the net for sure. And he turned towards the Manchester United fans saying, come on, we need more from you. To be fair, it was going quite wide. Initially, it looked like it was going on target.
Here's the corner. Fernandes to take it right under the goalkeeper who punches it away. Here comes to Kulusevski. He looks to escape from what has been intense Manchester United pressure in the last few moments. And he can't escape from Dalot because Dalot is pulling him to the floor. It's going to be a free kick.
That really bothers me when players do that, because Kulusevski, Dalot has played into Kulusevski's hands there. He was going absolutely nowhere. He's got 4 Manchester United players around him and he drags him down. And Kulusevski, it will alleviate a lot of pressure now for this Tottenham team. Since Manchester United scored, since Ahmad's come on, since Kobbie Mainoo's come on, Xerxes, they've had that little bit of injection of pace and intensity. You can feel it.
I can't believe that Tottenham could even be in this position. They've 3-0 up in a game and they've lost the momentum in it. Yes, everybody has a spell. Even the worst teams in games have spells. Even in thrashings they have spells. But I just feel that there's an anxiety that immediately grips Tottenham the moment they get into a situation where they're tested after their authority has been questioned. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a mentality thing for me. It's a mentality thing where then those types of things, if they can weather this storm and they can see out this game, then that kind of will disappear, won't it, Sam? Where the fans will start to think, you know, we go in front and then someone's going to... It's like a psychological thing that everyone starts to focus on. So if they can see out this game, then the fans will take a lot of pride and confidence from that.
Another foul. James Maddison just trying to kill, I think, the momentum in the game that Manchester United had started to build up. Doing that by going down under pressure from Mainoo. A free kick has been given. Mainoo standing over, goes over to the halfway line. Xerxes comes over to sort of pick Maddison up. He wants him to get on with it. Meanwhile, Ruben Amorim's got a little pad out with some bean counters and he's moving them around, trying to sort of work out what the best role is for Alejandro Garnacho, who is about to come on here and get involved in what Amorim hopes is a comeback, and Amad Diallo has got them back on it, and Forster's got another massive mistake, dawdling on the kick out. Amad Diallo has slid in and he's put the ball beyond Forster, who's crestfallen because 2 mistakes by the goalkeeper have got Manchester United back in the game. It's 3-2 and is another comeback on the cards, is another Tottenham collapse on the cards. Fraser Forster, what are you doing? Dawdling on the ball, inviting pressure, and Ahmad was there to tuck it home. This was a free kick for Tottenham inside their own half, a back pass from Gray. Forster just stood there and waited for the pressure, didn't get rid of it. Amad Diallo slid in, and it comes off him and into the net.
What on earth is Fraser Forster doing? Bayandera in the first half made that mistake. Good finish from Dom Solanke, but Amad Diallo puts his body on the line. Fraser Forster has to just take that. I mean, it's a bread and butter back pass from Archie Gray. You know, he plays it so simply. And Fraser Forster, you could see Ahmad was putting the pressure on. He just has to strike through it. I can't believe what I'm seeing, Sam. This is crazy. But Manchester United were 3-0 down. Like, they looked like they were done. I said, if he didn't make those substitutions, Manchester United were going to lose this game 3 or 4. Look at the difference. What did I say about the team selection, Sam? I know it's easy to sit here, and hindsight's a great thing, but this was clearly a better starting team than the one that started. The players, now Garnacho's come into this game. 20 minutes to go, Sam. What a game we have on our hands.
This is absolutely ludicrous. Manchester United were nothing short of abysmal for 60 minutes of this game. 2 mistakes by the goalkeeper, and do you know what? The changes have made a massive difference because there's an intensity about Manchester United, a belief about Manchester United that wasn't apparent at any stage in the hour that preceded those changes. And they've got a chance now.
And this is all the fans want to see, Sam. You know, at the end of the day, you will lose football matches, but it's how you go down. This is Manchester United team. All the fans want to see is a bit of fight and that hunger. The quality, no player can play 10 out of 10 every single game. It doesn't work like that.
Here is Dalot, near side, trying to spark another attack as Garnacho, who's come in for Ugarte, goes down the left to put pressure on Porro. It goes out of play and away for a goal kick. Look, you know, again, we're not trying to say that we read the runes here, but even at half-time we were saying it wasn't a great Tottenham performance, but they got themselves in front in the game. And even in the second half, it was these are two mediocre teams, really, and you can see the holes in them everywhere. But when they are at it, they can cause the opponents problems. Tottenham have done that on 3 occasions, and Manchester United now can get to a position of parity with just 1 goal. Fraser Forster's only had to make 1 real save in the match, really, and he did that brilliantly and then gifted them 2 goals.
This is why we love football, Sam, because it's so unpredictable. You're right, Manchester United was so poor in the first half. And then now, the pressure, though, did come from Ahmad in that situation. But Fraser Forster has to do better, no doubt. No doubt. And Tottenham have gifted this Manchester United team. And the momentum is with Manchester United, for sure.
4th goal in 10 games for Amad Diallo has made it Tottenham 3, Manchester United 2. And is there going to be a sting in the tail for Tottenham? It's back to Fraser Forster, who kicks clear up over the halfway line. Back into Lenny Yoro, who at the heart of the defence plays it square. It's on to Johnny Evans, and then he in turn gives it back to Yoro once more, and he finds a route up to Amad Diallo. Across comes Archie Gray and heads it out, and it goes out for a throw-in.
It'll be interesting to see what Ange Postecoglou does, because he needs to do something to alleviate this type of pressure. Do you bring on like a Brennan Johnson to try and kind of take the game to them, to cause a lot of problems? He scored a lot of goals this year.
Oh dear, Porro's gone a-wandering, and Alejandro Garnacho has gone darting in behind. He faces up Sarr, sends it square. Fernandez, Mazraoui makes a run into the box. It's a brilliant one. Mazraoui onto his left foot. Oh, and it's flashed it across the face of goal, and it's narrowly wide. That could have been the equaliser for Manchester United.
Do you know what I love about that? As soon as Mazraoui was on the floor, he fell to his knees because he felt like he should have scored. Ahmad was there to pick him right back up again. It's a fantastic ball from Bruno Fernandes. I think Jed Spence does a really good job to get there with Mazraoui, because he was looking like he was going to hit this first time. Has to come back inside, and it goes wide so narrowly. But I was saying, Sam, Ange Postecoglou is just kind of standing there. There's not really any type of... You look at Ruben Amorim, you know he's quite active on the sideline, but Ange Postecoglou needs to do something to alleviate this.
I said to you, that's what worried me when I saw him after the first goal. He cuts a downcast figure. He's shaking his head, his hands get rammed into his pockets, he looks down at the floor, he stalks back and forth, and all of a sudden that starts to transmit, that anxiety transmits around the stadium. I don't think it helps that they've got a history of it, but I mean, they don't have too much of a history of throwing away 3-goal leads. 2, okay, that's happened a couple of times already this season, but 3? Surely not. Well, actually, they probably should have done it already. Manchester United should have had a third.
Yeah, for sure. But like I said, you can see Ruben Amorim's down there, the body language of both managers. I know people talk a lot about Mikel Arteta looking like he's being too much. I think it's good to see a manager orchestrating down there. And you're right, if you look over to the sideline and see a manager looking really downbeat, the momentum now, Manchester United look like they can go on to win this game, as crazy as it sounds.
Here is Fernandes onto Xerxes, trying to force his way into the box. Amad Diallo, edge of the area, left-footed, drives it towards the far corner, but he gets right underneath it and it goes behind. Dalot screaming for it on the near side. Garnacho saying calm down. Actually, Xerxes, who got involved in that play, if he'd left that, it would have gone back to Garnacho and there might have been a better opportunity this side. But Tottenham can't get out now. They cannot get out of their own half. And as the ball is won by Mainu, Solanke then puts too much pressure on him physically, gives the ball away, and it's now going to be a Manchester United free kick just inside the Tottenham half. Lucas Bergvall about to come on for Spurs.
Yeah, it needs someone that can put their foot on the ball. I like Bergvall. I think he played really well at the weekend. He's played a lot for Tottenham in Europe as well, and I think there needs to be someone that can kind of lead this team. You look at both these teams, and I said when Manchester United were conceding, they just kind of all looked to each other. No one was really saying anything. Now the tides have turned with this Tottenham team.
It's Fernandes down the side of the penalty area, onto Amad Diallo, into the box, gets to the byline, pulls it back. Johnny Evans connects with it. It took a deflection off Solanke and goes out for another corner. And Manchester United have got the bit between their teeth. There's 13 minutes to go. It's Tottenham 3, Manchester United 2. Is there a turnaround on the cards here? It certainly, at this moment in time, feels as if the momentum is very much with Manchester United. Fernandes towards the penalty spot. It's headed away by Jed Spence. Diallo gets it back. Amad Diallo gives it to his captain, Ruben Amorim, who's outside the penalty area, flying the ball in, headed away by Dragoshin. And then Kulusevski can't get away. He was held back by Mainu, but the referee didn't spot it. And Manchester United's Lisandro Martinez nips in, wins it, and it's them who are in possession. Tottenham haven't been out of their own half for about, well, it feels like about 10 minutes.
It's an interesting play here from Ange Postecoglou, because I have a feeling he's going to take off James Maddison, but it's one of those ones you put Bergvall in to put your foot on the ball to take the tempo out of the game.
Here's Diego Dallo swinging across into the box, headed away by Dragoshin. It's given back to Manchester United very cheaply, and again they continue to apply pressure away to our left. It's picked up by Lenny Yoro, then Mazraoui, back to Yoro again. On to Mainu, tries to ghost past Maddison, who drags him round the midriff and gives away a free kick.
Yeah, this is a big shout. I think it is Maddison that's coming off. It does make sense, but to a certain degree, do you bring on a Brennan Johnson who can stretch him, keep the ball a little bit? Yet will be determined. There's still a long time to go in this game, and Manchester United are hunting, they're fighting, and it was the same in the first half, wasn't it? Manchester United couldn't get out of their half in that end, and now it looks like a carbon copy.
And also, this just exposes the lack of depth in the Tottenham squad, right? The injuries that they've got have robbed them of any sort of experienced replacements here, and Bergvall coming on for Maddison. Bergvall's a kid, he's 18 years of age. Yeah, he started at the weekend, it cost him £8.5 million from Swedish football, but he's not an experienced international player. The rest of the bench are all kids, apart from Reguilon, obviously, that they don't ever use. Here is Fernandes into the edge of the box with his... Oh, it's a poor header by Sarr, but it's collected by Yves Bissouma inside the area, and he will volley it clear. And I think potentially there was an offside flag up inside the area there. And Xerxes looking as if to say, well, I don't know who did that, but it was a poor header from Sarr, so how on earth was that adjudged to have been offside?
Yeah, that was quite a strange one. It was an interesting ball in, to say the least. Didn't have much power in it at all. And then it ends up falling to Sarr, and then, yeah, I have no idea how that's offside.
Come on, you Spurs is the call and cry from the steep tiers of this Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 57,000 in attendance. There's a big Manchester United contingent tonight. It's a huge United contingent, really. They've got the whole curve of the end away to our left-hand side, diagonally opposite us in the far corner, and the middle tier of that end away to our left as well. Here is Kulusevski, interrupted by Martinez. Garnacho back to Mainu. Maybe it's written in the stars that Garnacho comes off the bench and levels things up. Remember, Manchester United only need a goal to take it to penalties, a feat that seemed ridiculous 20 minutes ago.
It's interesting as well, because obviously Alejandro Garnacho has been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons, being left out of that squad in the same week.
Pedro Porro with a cross straight into the arms of Biandir.
He actually won the Puskas Award, you know, for the overhead kick last season. So the boy's got a lot of talent. He has. But I just think at times his decision-making lets him down. But I like Alejandro Garnacho. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him if he can keep his head down and play his football.
Given away by Mainu, picked off by Son, back to Bissouma. Xerxes puts him under pressure, but Bissouma emerges with the ball and then gives it away straight to Diogo Dallo. Dallo now running up towards the edge of the area. Garnacho tries to cut infield. He puts his body between himself and Porro and continues to run. Look to feed Dallo, but Dallo wasn't on the same wavelength. Spurs still can't get out. Son is robbed by Mazraoui. It's Amad Diallo with a shot, and Fraser Forster just about kicks it clear. I thought that was going to go through his legs. He didn't see it coming. What an effort from Amad Diallo. What a chance for Manchester United. 3-2 the score. Manchester United with intense pressure, constant pressure on the Spurs goal. And Fraser Forster is having a wobble.
Sam, that was crazy. I mean, do you remember when David De Gea first came to Manchester United and he was always doing those kick saves? That was crazy. And man, it wasn't a bad strike, but it shouldn't really cause the keeper any problems. And he's lucky last minute he just kind of kicked out his foot, because that looked like it was going in, and it shouldn't have really caused any problems to the goalkeeper.
Did I have a drink or something at half time?
I think it's all the Christmas sweets I bought you.
Here is Mainu through the centre circle, lifting the ball out towards the left-hand side. Taken down by Dallo. He motors towards the edge of the 18-yard box. He's got Porro in front of him. He tries to squeeze the ball towards the back post. It's going to drop for Bruno Fernandes. Basuma gets there first. Then Amad Diallo on the edge of the box is set up by Martinez. It's over the top of the crossbar. Those Manchester United fans really encouraging United now, getting behind them with 8 minutes to go. They think there's an equaliser in this. It would be a great story for Manchester United. It would be an absolute disaster for Ange Postecoglou.
Yeah, Basuma there, I actually think, does really well to get out to the ball, because Bruno Fernandes would have had a free shot on goal, but the pressure is there. And I think even if Tottenham hold on to this, they'll be happy in the end, but there'll be a lot of questions asked of their mentality again, especially Ange Postecoglou. They should have had this game wrapped up comfortably. Manchester United were poor, didn't really cause any problems. Goalkeepers made the mistakes, that's why Manchester United have come into it, but for sure, since the substitutions, they've been the better team.
Flicked on by Jed Spence, but it's Amad Diallo who's going to get there first. He's got the better of Gray. He's into the box. He's trying to poke it past Forster, who nudged it behind, I think. That should have been a corner. Well, the assistant on the far side has given a goal kick. Amad Diallo is pleading with John Brooks. He thinks that should have gone out for a corner, but it's a goal kick that's been given.
I think it already went out, Sam. From what I could see from here, I could be wrong, but it looked like the ball already had gone out before the deflection came. Yeah, I think that's already out, right, isn't it?
Whole ball. Well, the assistant on the far side was pretty confident, so we'll have to go with his call. But there's a certain degree of anxiety and frailty about Tottenham Hotspur, which is now having a light shone on it once again. Remember, they threw away a 2-goal lead against Brighton, the 2-goal lead against Chelsea earlier in the season, not that long ago. And they've been 3-0 up in this game. It's now 3-2 with 6 minutes to go. And Yves Basuma has just, well, to be honest with you, he slipped. But because Bruno Fernandes was running in his direction and got a little touch on him, Basuma's gone down in a dramatic fashion and won a free kick. He was going to give the ball away there, because Forster had rushed it into his possession. It was a poor throw, and actually he was in trouble.
He was, and I don't know what Fraser Forster's doing there. They're in no rush, they're winning 3-2. You need to alleviate a little bit of pressure, and you're playing the ball quickly into the midfield. I think Basuma got quite lucky there, and like I said, he's been one of Tottenham's best players. I think first half he was excellent, but I have no idea why Tottenham are trying to go so quickly. Game management, slow the game down, take the bite out of the game, because Manchester United are coming at them few and far.
5 minutes to go. Spurs fans now trying their best to lift the mood inside the stadium. But it's Mazraoui with a brilliant challenge over on the far side. I mean, he's been, I think, engaged more since the changes have come about. He's upped his game. In fact, everyone in Manchester United jerseys have upped their game since the changes, and they've got back into the game. 3-2 the score with 5 minutes to go. Here's Lenny Yoro on halfway. Just right of the centre circle, elevated out towards the near touchline, taken down by Dallo. Garnacho is accused of pushing and pulling with Pedro Porro. It's a bit soft, but it's a free kick.
That is so soft, but the thing is, Alejandro Garnacho does push Pedro Porro, and he doesn't even need to, and he does it right in front of the referee. The ball was already going. Lenny Yoro hit it out to the left-hand side to Dallo, and Garnacho has no reason to do that. It was soft, but he had to give the ref no option but to do that. He was right in front of him.
Well, Tottenham's game management is famed for being not very good. They've got to manage these next 4 minutes out.
It'd be interesting to see what Fraser Forster should do, because he should go down to the corner flag here. Dom Solanke flicks it down there.
Well, didn't quite reach that. Manchester United vying to win it back. They have done that now. Fernandes onto Mazraoui. 87 on the clock. Not a great ball by Mazraoui, and Jed Spence will look to escape down the left channel. Just keep hold of it. No, he's fed Son. Son into the penalty area. Tackled by Lenny Yoro. Out for a corner. That'll take a bit of pressure off for a minute anyway. Good challenge by Lenny Yoro. There's a good ball down into the channel by Jed Spence, looking for the run of Son.
Brilliant ball from Jed Spence. Fantastic tackle from Lenny Yoro. Really had to time that to perfection, because if he didn't, it would have been a foul. Fantastic play.
Well, Manchester United have come from 3 goals down to be within a goal with mere seconds remaining now. 3 minutes to go. But remember, United turned around an impossible situation on Sunday with 2 minutes to go. Here's the corner. It's Tottenham on the attack. Manchester United very deep inside their penalty area. It's aimed in towards the far corner. It's gone straight in from the corner. Oh, Son! What a goal! Altay Biandir completely misjudged it, and Son's corner has just gone straight over his head into the far corner. And Spurs, who has suffered in this second half, after wave of Manchester United pressure, shot themselves in the foot, but have come up with the final silver bullet that keeps their silverware charge on track. It's been a bad night for goalkeepers, this. And Heung-min Son has just exposed why Manchester United rarely put Altay Biandir between the sticks. A curling corner that goes right over his head and into the corner of the net. It's 4-2 Spurs, and yes, surely now they're going to the semi-finals.
This has just been an absolute calamity of goalkeeping errors. I have no idea what Biandir is doing there at all. To be fair to Heung-min Son, it was a brilliant ball into the box. Had fantastic power, pace, and the intensity of it. But again, I don't know what Biandir is saying. He's saying he's got hit in the arm. He's saying it's a foul. But I don't see that at all. That's not impeded him to be able to get to the ball. He misjudged it, mistimed it. He hasn't been commanding at all. Another goalkeeper that will have a sigh of relief, Fraser Forster down the other end. Dragason's kind of looking at him as if to say, come on. He'll be thinking about that, Fraser Forster. But if they're going to win this game, that's all that really matters at this moment in time. But again, we've seen some really catastrophic goalkeeping errors in this game.
He's claiming that he was grabbed on the arm and it was pulled down. Well, Bergvall did go up with him, and he did sort of have his arm around his arm, but it wasn't very much. I mean, he's got to be stronger there. I don't even think that's a foul.
No, I don't think that's a foul either. And I also think it goes back to what we were saying pre-game when Manchester United were doing their set pieces and defending set pieces. The defenders also have to do better there, Sam. They have to do better in that situation. It was a great ball in, but they have to protect the goalkeeper as well. And Biandir also has to do better.
Well, Fernandes has been booked. Altay Biandir has been booked. Tottenham's hopes of the coach that takes them to Wembley might still be booked, because they are heading for victory now. I mean, it's probably the hardest fought victory they've had, and it should never have been, because they were 3-0 up in this game. Manchester United got it back to 3-2, and then Tottenham with a corner from the far side taken by Son has gone straight over Altay Biandir's head and into the back of the net. And it's 4-2. Jed Spence coming on for Reguilon. They're just wasting time now as much as they can. Desperate to get it over the line. They don't even want to give Manchester United the sniff of thinking about having a comeback. It's the first appearance for Reguilon in a Tottenham shirt in nearly 2 years. 6 minutes of added time. I mean, the last thing that you want now is Manchester United to score again, because the Tottenham fans will just have a heart attack.
They will. And fair play to Jed Spence. He's gone off, but I think he's been really good in this game. I think he looks really good on the ball. Played a few through balls through the box, into the box. But I think Manchester United in the last 20 minutes have been excellent. But where has this performance been all game?
Garnacho down the left side, trying to win a corner, offside flag up. Jed Spence also deserves credit, because he won the corner, really, by playing that ball down that left channel, which Yoro had to then feed out of play and pushed it out for a corner, which from that Son scored. And Postecoglou's still not looking particularly happy, but the rest of the Tottenham fans are behind that goal in that south stand away to our right. And again, it's been a night of goalkeeping calamities at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Don't know what Biandir is doing for the first goal. Certainly don't know what he was doing for the fourth one. Fraser Forster's had a few moments to forget as well, but it looks like he's going to get away with that. Oh, Dragasson has allowed the ball to bounce on the edge of the Tottenham penalty area. Xerxes trying to squeeze it goalwards, takes a deflection, goes out. It's a Manchester United corner in the 92nd minute.
You know what, a lot of the Manchester United fans have left already, but all you can ask is the players have certainly fought in this second half. I think it's been, Manchester United have been a better team this second half, no doubt in that. But like I said, I ask where that performance has been before. The substitutions made a difference. But again, overall, really poor performance.
Corner. Bruno Fernandes's delivery comes back out to the edge of the box. Mazraoui strikes it as well wide. That's going out and away for a goal kick.
Do you know what's interesting as well, Sam? Like, Tottenham fans will be happy that they'll go on to win this game. But I think they'll still see fragilities in this team, for sure.
What are you talking about, mate? It's just entertainment. Why can't you just... What is it they said the other week, this, didn't he? Why can't you just enjoy it? Why can't you just enjoy the entertainment?
Nah, I don't think there's many... They're happy now, the Tottenham fans inside the stadium, but I think there was moments, especially after... when the first goal went in, everybody kind of in this stadium, the Tottenham fans went quiet. It was almost that all too familiar feeling of them going ahead, then conceding goals. And then when Manchester United scored another one, the momentum was with Manchester United this entire half. 100%. So the fans weren't feeling the way they are now.
No.
I know they're singing, oh, when the Spurs go marching in, but at some point, they look like they're about to march outside the stadium.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, let's be clear. For 60 minutes, Manchester United weren't in the game. Manchester United did not turn up tonight. And then they got back into the match because of a Fraser Forster mishap and the changes, obviously, which increased the pressure on the goal, which led to the mishap. And then a second mishap led to a second goal. Manchester United have had several chances since then, but didn't equalise. And then, well, Altay Biandir has gifted them away to the next round of the competition. Fernandes, deep ball to the far post, into the penalty area. Lenny Yoro tries to keep it alive. Pap Sarr has just kicked the ball out into the Manchester United fans. It's going to be a corner in the 94th minute of the game. So just 2.5 minutes still to play on TalkSport tonight. Chelsea thrashing Shamrock Rovers, and Tottenham beating Manchester United 4-2 with mere seconds to play. Amad Diallo's corner into the near post. It's in. It's 4-3. Diogo Dalot runs away and celebrates. I'm not entirely sure whether he got the final touch or not. Johnny Evans was up there too. I thought it was a Johnny Evans touch at the near post. He was certainly close to it, but both he and Dalot were there. And it was Johnny Evans who steered it goalwards. And I think he will be credited with the goal. It's 4-3 with 90 seconds to play. And again, it's gone far too easily past Fraser Forster, who I think has allowed it to sneak through his hands.
Yeah, it's a good finish from Johnny Evans. I mean, what a game this is. The first half was so poor. This second half has been crazy. There's still a minute and a half to go. It was a fantastic ball in the box from Amad with power and pace. There's still 2 minutes to go, Sam, and it's 4-3. This is crazy.
It's one of the classic Carabao Cup ties. I mean, actually, the failings of both teams are so apparent. The mistakes and the mishaps at the back have caused the sheer number of goals we've had tonight, but it's been brilliant entertainment. You certainly get your money's worth if you come here, don't you? Martinez clears away. Is there going to be one last chance for Manchester United to force penalties? There's 1 minute of added time to play. Mainu to Garnacho. Pap Sarr comes across and puts it out. Amorim wants to act as ball boy and get things going. It's absolute bedlam inside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 4-3 the score to Tottenham. Is there one last chance here? Well, Manchester United will certainly hope that there is, but at the moment the ball's on the halfway line and they can't get the ball up over the centre circle and into opposition territory. It's only a third defeat in 11 coming Manchester United's way, but they keep it alive. Bruno Fernandes tries to square it, but there is Forster on the edge of his 6-yard box, grabbing the ball, unable to clear. I mean, Ange Postecoglou said football management is trickier than politics. I mean, I was sceptical earlier on in the day. I'm starting to believe him.
But I mean, judging by his body language, like, he just, yeah, I don't know. When you look over, like you say, Sam, when you see Ange Postecoglou and, you know, he just looks really downbeat most of the time. And it's like, you have to keep fighting. You have to get a tune out of your players. And like you say, Manchester United was so poor in this game, but they've still been in amongst it. What a game this has actually been in the second half. It's been crazy. I don't think I've seen a game like this in a really long time, where it's two teams that have had really poor quality within the game.
Yeah, well, it's a good job he doesn't face an election every week, because, I mean, if he was going to have one tonight, I'm not sure he'd win the popular vote.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sure a lot of these Spurs fans will have a sigh of relief at the end of this game. All that matters is you're going in the hat for the next game. That's all that matters.
I'm not sure that is all that matters.
It does for Tottenham. They haven't won. For Tottenham, if they win this game, they'll be happy.
Yeah, I think they'll be happy, but I think they'll have concerns.
They will, but they're still in the hunt for another trophy.
Yeah, that's true.
100%, Sam. They came here with concerns.
It's been a long time since they were anywhere near a trophy, so they will be one step closer, but the manner of the victory will have alarm bells ringing everywhere, I think. I mean, just the propensity to collapse is amazing for Tottenham. I mean, if they get over the line, and they probably will now, though they've given away a free kick. Bergval's just gone wiring in to Garnacho. It's going to be a free kick and a yellow card, and United want to take a free kick. But I mean, what are you doing? Bergval was committed a foul a long way away. Onana did this against Nottingham Forest, where he kept throwing the ball forward to try and steal 10 yards. You don't need to steal 10 yards. You need to get the ball in the opposition half. Just do that. Stop messing around, Altay Biendia. He has kicked it long towards the edge of the area. It's away by Dragusin. And there's the full-time whistle. And there's a roar of relief from the Tottenham Hotspur supporters, because they have just about emerged with a victory from a chaotic, crazy, ridiculous 97 minutes and 55 seconds of Carabao Cup football. Absolutely enthralling, full of goalkeeping mistakes and dramatic moments. But maybe, just maybe, it will be the year 2025 that Tottenham finally win another trophy. They're 180 minutes away from Wembley after a night of bedlam at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and they condemn Manchester United to a quarter-final exit from the Carabao Cup. Ange Postecoglou said that this was the hardest job in the world, maybe even harder than being Prime Minister. Well, there is still hope that he might have something new in the cabinet before the season is out. It's Tottenham, it's Arsenal, it's Liverpool, it's Newcastle that make up the final four. It's finished. Tottenham 4, Manchester United 3.
Wow. Well, Sir Alex Ferguson once said, lads, it's Tottenham. He also said football, bloody hell. And that applies tonight. What a game. Jeepers keepers. The legendary goalkeeper, Pat Jennings, was here in the crowd tonight. What on earth he would have made of the two goalies on show, I do not know. But one of them, Altay Biendia, has gone up to the referee at the end of the game. He's still got his arms outstretched. He thinks he was fouled. We've seen it over and over, Leanne Sanderson. He was not fouled for that fourth goal.
No, not at all. And I think it's just the calamity of goalkeeping errors. Fraser Forster will have a sigh of relief, because it's difficult, isn't it? Goalkeepers, when they make a mistake, 9 times out of 10 the ball goes in the back of the net, but you're there to keep it out the net. I think Heung-min Son puts a good ball into the box. Biendia was poor tonight. But you know what, Adrian? For Manchester United, they showed hunger and fight in that second half. Ruben Amorim's team selection was not correct tonight, and I think it comes to a point where you do have to start talking about that, because he has only been in the job in a short space of time, but it was clearly obvious that they need to be happen. The substitution needed to happen at half-time, and I love Ruben Amorim, Adrian. I'm not saying he's the problem. The point is, those substitutions happened, and then look what happened. Manchester United, that's all you can ask for. Manchester United fans will feel gutted. I feel gutted about that loss, I really do. But fair play to Tottenham, and I said it to Sam on commentary. All they care about, look at these Tottenham fans. They're two guys dressed as bananas behind the goal. They're loving it. All they care is they're through. That's all that matters. Yeah. It's a cup. And obviously Tottenham fans came here tonight, haven't won at home in 4 games. So they didn't come here tonight with this massive expectation, but they want to win a trophy. Congratulations to Tottenham. They were the better side overall. Manchester United showed great glimpses, great fighting heart for 20-25 minutes.
Just put your seatbelts on. This is going to be a rough ride. I know what I'm doing here, but I'm going to do it anyway.
All right, enough with the Sirius XM commercials there cutting in to the post game. That was a tough loss for Manchester United. 4-3, Tottenham gets the victory.
Yeah.
And man, Biendia, however you say his name, Biendia, the keeper for Manchester United, shameful.
And
Tom could have done better. I haven't seen the goals yet, but I'm judging by True's reaction that they were really bad, that he gave up, and that's not acceptable. This is his chance. He's a backup goalie because it's a cup game. Mm-hmm. This was his chance to shine.
That was his, it was his chance to
We should do a live reaction.
It was his chance to show the coach what he could do.
Exactly. And yeah, you can use it in a second. Hold on. All right, so now the kids just got home from school. True Killer, thanks for hanging out with us, bro. And get on the game. Get on the game, y'all. If you're on EAFC, check out True Killer on Discord and Twitter. Top 200 foot player. Is it still called foot? EAFC Ultimate Team. You get the drill. All right, Tom has some really important news to tell everybody about the events at school today. And I'm going to put this mic here for Sarah, and then we're going to cut it up to the end of the post game, and we are out of here. Maybe I'll let the post game run for a few minutes. Peace, y'all.
Okay. How do I put it on? Wait, down.
Here, let me put it on.
Yeah. So at school we have this like tournament. It's team handball, and for team handball we have to like win this tournament to go play like 2 teams. It's either 5th grade and 5th grade, and this time it's 4th grade against 4th grade instead of 4th grade against teachers, and I'm in the finals.
Woohoo!
Because we were losing 2-0 in the second half, and like then I had to then we came back, and then they scored another 2. I thought it was over, but then we somehow scored another 2, and then I just decided, like, from the full court, I had no choice. There's 2 seconds left on the clock, and I had to just hope for the best it would go in the goal. And it slipped right through the goalie's hand, and now we're in the finals.
A Hail Mary to end the game. And he's got a shiner to show for it.
Yeah.
Show him your black eye.
Battle scars.
Yeah, it's right here.
So today at school, what?
All right, go quick. Make it quick. We gotta go.
Oh,
I gotta
then just
schedule
go.
the TSI stream.
Then just go. Well,
Set
bye
other
guys.
people to like and
Bye.
Like and subscribe
Like and
because
sub.
my dad. told
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, there goes Tom again, like he did in the TSI stream. There goes Sarah, slipping under. All right, we got a package here today, y'all. Oh yeah, we're gonna open this up. True, new camera, bro. Oh yeah, we're gonna be upgraded on SOP and TSI here real soon. As soon as I can figure out how to hook this thing up to the computer, it's gonna be on. But I gotta schedule the TSI stream first. Make sure you stop by the Toronto Sports Insider stream. Toronto Raptors live tonight against the Brooklyn Nets. We'll see you guys in the chat. Cheers, everybody, with my one-day-old fountain drink that has been water for like 18 hours. Like and sub. Cheers. I'll let the post game run.
But everything else is a mess.
Yeah.
Everything else is just like, okay, this is absolutely.
I'm trying to remember. Solanke's goal comes off of a mistake by punching the ball back into his way.
Right.
You mentioned that one. The first Solanke goal. Yeah.
All right. And obviously no VAR, so there was no need to go to VAR because he was not.
He was onside. He was on. Yeah.
Right. The second one is just an absolute ridiculously poor clearance from Martinez. He just basically said, hey, give him an assist. Kulishevsky's like, thanks. I'm not right-footed, but even I can finish that. Good Lord. The third one, obviously, Solanke, it's horrible defending in the sense that if you're going to have that high, I think the commentators did a pretty good job of breaking this one down. You cannot pull a high line if you're not going to have any pressure on the ball. You just can't. You allow them to get their timing right, and if you drop with them, now you got to run with them, and he didn't do either. So, in that scenario, obviously, I'm going to blame Martinez for 2 goals in a row, right? So then 3-1. Yeah. Xerxes' goal is an absolute joke. Force tries to pass the ball out of the back, gives it directly to Bruno Fernandes, who makes a pass that he gets a little bit fortunate. Xerxes puts it in. Right? Okay, here we go. Now they pass the ball back. They actually had a set play, or not a set piece, but a free kick, which was about maybe closer to 50 yards away from their own goal. And they chose to go backwards twice. And Amad Diallo just didn't give up. He just kept running. I don't know. It's almost like Forster went into slow motion. It looked like they passed the ball back to Frankenstein and his foot fell off. Had to put the foot back on and then try to kick the ball out of there. And obviously the results were the goal. And then we could debate the Son's goal. It goes directly in from a corner kick. and the goalkeeper was fouled. Whether you think it was a foul or not, let us know if you think it wasn't a foul. I'd love to hear from you. Give us a call. Hit us on the
it's
the
a
shout
foul.
line.
Well, it's a foul.
It is a foul.
Let's not pretend it's not a foul.
Okay, if VAR exists, by the way, we're not on the air if VAR exists in this game. You know why? Because it's 3-3, and they're still taking penalties.
They're taking penalty kicks right now, and we're watching that, waiting for this to finish. Yeah, I mean, look, if they don't give up the third goal on the Johnny Evans set piece on the header by Johnny Evans, then we're not like, oh, that's a big moment. But it turns out to be a pretty big moment because United went and found another goal, which gives us this 4-3 victory for Ange and
so
Tottenham.
That's a game without VAR. Now here's why I think it's relevant. Solanke's first goal would have gone to VAR. It would have taken a long time for us to figure out that actually was a goal. So, I mean, very different watching a game and the experience of watching a game like this with no VAR. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
I really felt that.
And I felt, look, again, neither goalkeeper covered themselves in glory today, although I think Fraser Forrester is the one that feels worse about how things went down, even though his team won the game. But on the other side, you have to say that, of course, in this day and age, when you are fouled as a goalkeeper that sort of egregiously, like your arm is held down, preventing you from reaching the ball on the corner from Son, you're naturally going to say, wait a second, my arm. Like, look at the video. Look, and he's pointing up to the screen. Look at the video in the stadium. And the referees are like, can't do anything about it.
They did do something about it. They gave me a yellow card. I mean, the double punishment. It was like salt in the wounds. So I got fouled. Nope. Here you go. Take a yellow card. Eat that, buddy.
Man,
it's tough to be a goalkeeper.
In our show chat, I said we're getting ready for the show, getting into our studio, and
I can't.
I told Andy I can't
this.
put myself away from it. And here's what happened, Eric. Like, this is true. This is 100% true. I'm not dressing this up for the radio. I waited for a moment when I was okay. I know that something's going to happen in this game. Like, I just know if I leave the TV, something's going to happen in this game. And I ran downstairs. I ran to my studio space. I swear I was maybe away from the actual game for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And I sat down and I said, I didn't know when to come down, like, get set up because I didn't know if I was going to miss something. And Andy goes, did you see Son's goal? And I went, wait, what?
You're kidding.
When? He's like, just now. What? Are you serious? And I had to go watch the replay because I missed Son's goal on the corner because I was 30 seconds away from the television. It is.
I mean, well, you would have had plenty of chances to watch it over and over and over again if there was VAR, but there wasn't. So
there was not VAR.
Oh,
no.
man, I don't know what the narrative will be. Is the narrative Amorim has just decided to get the test tubes out into his Bunsen burner and just this is one big experiment because that lineup was weird? Anthony, again, oh my goodness. He just is never going to win a race. He isn't. I mean, it's really odd watching him play.
Yeah, right now I don't see the point of Rasmus Højlund. Like, he's there to mix it up, but I don't see a lot of danger from the man at the moment.
He was on a roll. I mean, 2 games ago he was 5 goals in 6 games. I mean, it was like he's coming around, and now Xerxes getting a little bit lucky on his goal today. But on paper it looks so much better than what it was. That should have been, or could have been, probably a 5-6-1 loss.
Yeah.
But we're walking out of that 4-3. Wow.
Well, maybe. But also look at this Spurs team and consider that, Dragusin gets a start. You start, again, Archie Gray, who is 18 years old and not a center back, is playing center back. In a back four, right? In a back four for
it looked fine in the first half. There was nothing wrong. Something's wrong with Tottenham. I don't know what it is, but they go into the dressing room at halftime, and I don't know if there's a speech. I don't know if there's like smelling salts or something is putting them to sleep. I don't know what it is, but they come out of every second half lethargic, and they are so. And this is an odd one because they actually score a couple of times, and then they turn into the real self. I mean, I don't understand them. It's been I'm going to take you all the way back to the Leicester City game. I mean, I was like, wow, Tottenham's going to be really good this year. And then the second half rolled around, and I was like, whoa, are they not fit? I mean, what is this? What is going on with this group? Odd team.
Hard
to coach.
Here we are again. I don't think. Yeah, look, I give I give Ange a lot of credit. Like, I want to give him a lot of credit for sort of how he started, the attitude shift he's trying to bring or has been trying to bring to Spurs. But I'm not sure that game's going to do any to quiet the braying mobs that are like, oh, Ange is not our guy. Like, I don't think that game's going to mollify the mob, the masses.
Here's the word that you never hear anybody say at Tottenham Hotspur on the field, one of the players. Drop! The reason why all of your defenders are hurt with hamstrings or various injuries is because you're asking them to work too hard. Every game with Tottenham Hotspur, if you're a center back, represents, well, I'm going to make probably 40 to 50, 70-yard sprints today.
Yeah.
And I might get hurt on one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way it works. I mean, other teams do a great job of managing the moments, falling together, taking their rest periods, understanding that there's different phases in the game. I mean, you could be watching Tottenham Hotspur, and it would not matter. If you took the clock out of it, and we were just watching the game, and you said, okay, Eric, what moment or what minute is this? I don't know. I can't tell. I can't tell if everybody's tired. I can't tell.
Hello SOP fans and my fellow Manchester United fans, my name's True. Massive game today because I'm covering the Manchester United vs Spurs preview in the EFL Cup. It's the quarter-final, that's why it's a massive game. Of course, teams like Liverpool are in this tournament. Ruben Amorim has stated that he wants to go far in this tournament and he wants to go game by game with his team. This is because it's a new system for the players, it's a new league for Ruben Amorim, and we need to give the manager time and his players to an extent time as well to adjust. Now, massive game on the weekend that's just gone by because we played Manchester City at the Etihad and we did win 2-1. Man, what a game. What a game. Manchester City were 1-0 up for the entire game until the 88th minute when Bruno Fernandes scored a penalty. What a beautiful penalty that was. There was 115 seconds in between the first goal and the second goal for Manchester United when Amad Diallo scored the last minute winner to crush Pep Guardiola's dreams. What a goal. What a result for Manchester United. It's gives optimism and it's gives to look something forward to as well. And that's because we're playing Spurs tonight away from home as well. That's why Spurs are the favourite. However, as I've just mentioned, with the game on the weekend just gone by, I don't understand why Spurs are the favourite. They're in bad form. The fans are on... The Spurs fans are on Ange Postecoglou's back as well. He's looking at getting sacked. So maybe it's a good time to play Spurs. It could go either way, of course. They could have an awful result today and lose to Manchester United, which I'm hoping for. Or they could beat Manchester United and go on a run of form. Hopefully it's the earlier, but we'll see tonight. Now, there's a lot of drama around the club, and that's because obviously the leaks and stuff with names being mentioned such as Garnacho and Marcus Rashford being a main one. Now, news has come out in the last 24 to 48 hours that Marcus Rashford will be leaving the club probably in the summer. That's a good thing in my opinion. I wanted to give my thoughts on that in this video. And that's because I think it's the perfect time for Marcus Rashford to leave. And that's because he's inconsistent. One season is one of the best players in the world and in the league, of course. The next season is absolutely dreadful. Now, I do like the player. It is a shame it's come to this. But in my opinion, it's the right time. And we can pick up new signings in the summer, such as Gyökeres from Sporting. I think he would be a really good pickup for the club. And I think he would do well at Manchester United under the manager Ruben Amorim. Of course, he's worked with him at Sporting. Now, back to the game tonight. I think we can win this game, but we need to be careful of Spurs' attack. And that's because Spurs do tend to score a lot of goals. Not necessarily in recent times. Of course, he had the game with Arsenal. Not really in recent times. Of course, there's been results here and there. But they do score a lot of goals overall. And we need to be careful. We do need to be careful. We need to be strong defensively tonight. And I think we need to nick an early goal, especially since we're away from home. just to crush Spurs' dreams a bit, knock them down a peg in confidence and take control of the game. That's what I think. In my opinion, my score prediction, I'm going for a 2-1 win against Spurs. I think we're going to go through to the next round, and I am optimistic. Now, before I end this video, I wanted to quickly mention, of course, my name's True. I'm a pro EAFC player as well as a big Manchester United fan. Like I just mentioned, the Man City game just gone. I did attend that. What an away day. My first away day for a Manchester derby, and I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to go to another game, and I can't wait to go to another game against Manchester City as well, just to batter them again. Let's go United. Come on. Massive win that was. But as I was saying, I am a pro EAFC player. Now, I do offer a service to you guys. What I offer is, I take teams starting from ground up. Can have a worse team in the game if you want to. Can have an okay team. Can have a good team. But I get the best ranks in FUT Champions. I get rank 1s, rank 2s, rank 3s, whatever you require. And I take your team right to the top from the start. I do this for division rivals as well. My contact details and best way to contact me is through X or Twitter, which is TrueKiller_. I'm sure it'll be in the description. But back to the game. Come on United, let's go. Like I said, 2-1 win tonight. Let's go through to the next round of the EFL Cup and knock Spurs out. Come on United, let's go. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the game. Peace.
Keeps you closer to U.S. soccer than Sirius XM FC.
We're now joined by U.S. men's national team head coach Mauricio Pochettino.
The country is about to compete, to win, and to give everything. What we need to translate to the fans, we need to be protagonists, we need to be aggressive team, an entertainment team, because we are USA and the culture is about to win.
Hear more from Mauricio Pochettino on the Sirius XM app. Just search FC.
An all-new, all-access Paramount Plus original docuseries.
Christian Pulisic is captain of the U.S. national team.
Take a sneak peek into my trailer. Following America's captain.
Soccer brings out a different character in me.
On his quest for global victory.
Captain America
has taken his team on his shoulders. Balancing fame.
Christian's never wanted the spotlight.
And the game.
These are the goals.